one step at a time.
Okay. Everything should be in order, guys. So, yeah, this is a very impromptu YouTube stream, more or less. Who am I kidding? I've kind of been planning it after I uploaded my latest video, which, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, guys. It hasn't even been a full day, and I already got so, like, I did not expect 3,000 views in less than a day. I will say that much, because holy crap. But anyways, we might look at it, but first, I'm just gonna play a little bit of TCG Pocket just to unwind a little, and then react to some of my older videos, because honestly, I like looking back and see if I've learned for the better, and see if there's anything I regret, see if there's anything I want to improve, and obviously I can't just edit those videos in the middle of the upload, but you get the gist. I just want to learn. I just want to improve as a content creator, more or less. Know what I mean? See if I spoke too quickly, see if there's something, see if I made a mistake here and there, see if there's anything I regret in the writing and all that junk, but for now, let's just play some TCG Pocket. Let's just unwind with some trading card games, shall we? And a pack opening, which apparently I do have right now. Alright. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I am not familiar with this game's background music because I always play it at work with completely muted. But alright, let's see. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I did not set up, this is an emulator, I did not set it up until yesterday. So like I said, this stream is completely impromptu. Ugh. I will say though, guys, thank you so much for the overwhelming positive reception to yesterday's video, because if I'm being honest, well, I did have some hot takes here and there, and a lot of people still don't agree with it. A lot of people are misconstruing it for a lot of really insensitive things, but the fact of the matter is that most of the reception was positive. I want to say, in terms of like-dislike ratio, it's about 93% positive. So thank you guys so much. Because honestly, yeah, I'm a little worried to say what I want to say what I'm thinking, because someone might get the wrong idea. I might get overwhelmed with dislikes. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't let it consume me this much, but at the same time, I don't know, man. It's just nice to be able to know that I'm thinking rationally and people are agreeing with it. Know what I mean? Anyways. Wait. Can I not do this with... Okay, there you go. Another Dratini. Another Sableye. Another Swoobat. A Poplio. What is that? Really? I've never pulled this Leafeon before? Alright. 20 more damage for each energy attached to... Grass energy attached to this Pokemon. I guess that could be nice with Superior, but that's about it. By the way, guys, my mic is really small, so that's why I'm slouching so much. You know what? Let me look at the playback. I can't pull it here because honestly, my PC is from 2017. I only use this to record. So, in terms of streaming, I have not used it in a while, and it probably can't handle much anymore. Bit ironic because I'm getting my Nintendo Switch 2 tomorrow in the mail, and one, I think my capture card, I don't think my capture card can run it. I'm definitely probably gonna need to upgrade. And two, what are the odds that the PC is equipped for that as well? Probably not. Anyways. Give me a second, guys. I just want to look at the playback. Is the audio popping too much? Let me know, guys. If the mic is popping a little too much, then by all means, let me know, and I'll adjust the settings. Hopefully, accordingly. Like, I don't know. I really need to look at the playback. Yeah, I may as well like my own stream. Why not? Quality's a little flimsy. Okay, as long as 720, 60 frames per second is possible, then yeah, I got no complaints. You know what? Just to spruce up the background a little bit, let's add a little something. Hold on. You guys can hear me well enough, right? Should be able to, and I'm sorry if your keyboard is a little too loud. It's right in front of the mic. Bro, if I'm gonna stream more frequently, all I'm saying is I need to invest in a new mic. I need to invest in a pop filter. There's a lot I gotta invest in. Maybe I should invest in a pop filter anyways, but that's besides the point. But alright. Wait a minute, how long till my next pack? Not for another hour. Chloe we don't need spam bots. Hello. Hello, Chloe Tastic. Welcome to the stream. Okay, for those of you coming in, yeah, I will talk about my video soon enough, but if people are gonna come in, I want to give them some time. So we're gonna play TCG Pocket for maybe a half hour at best. All I know is the plan is I have work in the morning, so I can't let the stream go on for too long. I'm gonna stream for about 2 hours tops, maybe a little more, but welcome to the stream. Gonna talk about my videos, gonna address maybe some controversies, quote unquote, because I did give a few hot takes, and apparently a lot of people are misconstruing them more or less. Like, I'm telling you, the amount of... You know what? We'll get to it when we get to it. I don't want to get into these touchy subjects when we're not there yet. We'll see. The real question is, do I want to use my face cam beforehand? Like, as I'm nah, you know what? Maybe a couple years ago when I was still a smaller streamer, I could have been using my face cam. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, wait, the season is over? Okay, you know what? We can just go randos. I can live with that. I do get to keep my decks, right? Okay, we can. Thank God. Yeah, that's what I wasn't sure about, because I played this game on iPhone, and this is an Android emulator, so I wasn't sure if all my decks were gonna carry over and whatnot. But alright. Wait a minute. Why are you the highlight? I guess nothing is the highlight. No, wait. Yeah, why are you the highlight card? Hello? Thank you. Alright. Anyways. What time is it, by the way? I think I started around 3:15. Yeah, we're only 10 minutes in. Give it time. If people are gonna... You know what? I think I'll react to my videos anyways, just for my own sake, but... I think I would appreciate it if people would see things from my perspective, rather than just the recording. Know what I mean? Leading with just an Eevee. I can live with that. I mean, this whole deck is about Gengar, but sure, man. I do have to wonder, though. I did not test this emulator yesterday. I really didn't get the chance to because I was too busy finishing the video, but let's see if it crashes. Let's see if it crashes. Got our Ghastly and not the Astonished one because for some reason I could never pull the other another Ghastly with a damaging move. Anyways. Got a Lily, not much else I can do. Alright. This is a Primarina deck though, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried. He could play a Misty. Like, I don't know, man. My luck with this game is just not the best, and that's what I hate about this game. It's so simplistic to the point where it's actually luck-based most of the time. There's another Water Gun. If he has Rare Candy and Primarina next turn, it's a really bad omen. I'm just gonna interpret it as a really bad omen. Wait, I can evolve, can't I? I can. Let's do that before I play the Oak. Can you guys hear me well enough? Genuine question, because I genuinely can't remember the last time I streamed. I think it was... Yeah, I genuinely don't remember. Play the other Eevee, because why not? I don't have much else I can use, so yeah, play the Oak. Gengar? Gengar? Okay, fine. Honestly, yeah, comms away the Ghastly. It's either the other Sylveon or a Gengar, so... And I have Rare Candy. Yep, there you go. Okay, this emulator is a lot laggier than what I'm used to with my actual cell phone, but hey, what are you gonna do? Okay, if he wants to hit me, then go for it. You know what, guys? I think the game might be a little too loud. Hold on. Honestly, this is the kind of game where you really don't need the game audio for the most part anyways. See, there you go. That's a lot better. Like, maybe it's just too loud because I'm wearing a headset, but still. Switch that into Pyukumuku. Do I have a Sabrina on this deck? I don't know that I do. And the Ghastly's back. I mean, I'll take it, but... I may as well disable support if I'm being honest. Wait, has he played both Oaks? He has not. Neither. I don't care with the Pyukumuku yet, so yeah, go for it. He's gonna build up energy, but what more than that? Do I want to keep the stream unlisted once I'm finished? I don't know that I do. We'll see how things play out. I'm not talking to you, chat. I'm just more or less talking to myself. There's the Primarina. He can switch into a Hydro Pump, but he does not. Okay, if I KO Pyukumuku here, then... Okay, evolve the Gengar anyways, I'll say that much. See, this is why I don't like the Eevees that can't attack here and every now and again. He's gonna switch in, he's gonna Hydro Pump me anyways. I can't KO Pyukumuku here, otherwise he's gonna take too much. It's too much damage. No thanks. Wait, why did he leave? I guess his game just crashed or whatever. Like, it happens. Like, the Wi-Fi at my job is a little inconsistent, so sometimes I just gotta turn it off, go to my settings, turn it off, and enable phone data, just so I don't end up ditching the match. Switches in. Hydro Pumps me. I had to let him use Oak. I didn't really have a choice. I think that Pokeball is useless, but don't quote me on it. And I do have Lily. So I can tank another Sparkling Aria. I can tank a Sparkling Aria. Never realized how expensive Gengar's retreat cost is. And again, he only needs 1 energy to attack. It has some utility, so I guess it's balanced? I don't know. Got another Primarina, but we have Cyrus. As long as we KO one, we really don't need to deal with the other one. Okay, do I have Sabrina on this deck? I'm starting to doubt it, if I'm being honest. Okay, we only have 3 cards left. Gengar's not going to survive another turn. Oh, gosh, this red card is dickish, bro. No. Do I dare play it? I kind of do. Yeah, screw it. I'm sorry, man. I know this card is really toxic, but that's kind of the point of this whole deck. Golden Titan, you're a great YouTuber. Thank you, man. I really do try. I really... guys, I know it's going to sound really cocky, but I really do try my best to be impartial with my videos. I know I give a really controversial take every now and again, especially with my latest video, but I really do try to think about it. Phobic this, racist that, whatever you want to call me, like... I don't believe it's true at all. I really am not buying it. Everything I say, it comes with genuine intentions. I try, or at least I try to make it so. Like y'all have no idea. Like most of the time, my reception to my videos is about 93% positive on average, at least with the Loud House videos. With the other ones, it's more or less 100%, but still. But with the Loud House videos, I do give a very controversial take every now and again. So the fact that people are still... oh, God, I gotta play. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I got way too distracted. But the fact of the matter is... like, yeah, I expected a lot of backlash every now and again with my Loud House videos, and I have gotten it here and there. So to see that people genuinely agree with it, that says a lot. It means a lot, so thank you. Ever since I saw the new Loud House video, I subscribed to you. Thanks, man. Like, it's nice to feel encouraged because every now and again, I get this one comment where, oh, you're a racist. Oh, you're homophobic. Oh, you're an asshole. Like yeah, I'm a grown adult. I'm not the kind of person who would be that, who would take it to heart that much. But at the same time, it's not nice to hear it. Like, if I can tell someone is being genuine with their criticism, I'll listen and I'll discuss. Look at my latest video. I think some guy with a Bart Simpson profile icon. Okay, oh gosh. I think some guy, he more or less, I didn't agree with him, but at the same time, it didn't feel like either of us were being rude to each other. Like, if you're being that genuine, then... okay, what even is the point of the Sylveon? Like, if you're being genuine with your criticisms, then I'll hear you out. I'll talk things out. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna delete your comment, guys. If you're gonna be disingenuous about it, then I'm just gonna delete... okay, I do have a Sabrina on this deck. The fact that I bottom decked that, though, is really annoying, but... alright. I really don't need either. It's gonna play Sparkling Aria. I'll have 70 health left. I think the best I can do is switch out. If he has Cyrus, I lose, but otherwise, we're golden. Alright, let's see how this goes. Yeah, no thanks. We should probably get rid of those prompts. Haven't played Pokemon in a while. I really haven't touched a mainline Pokemon game in a while. Yeah, when did Scarlet and Violet drop? That was 3 years ago. The only reason I actually got into this game is because it's available on mobile and I can play it at work during my free time. Or in my office when I'm not busy, whatever works. Okay, if he has Cyrus, I lose. If he has Cyrus or even Sabrina, I lose. No, wait, no. I can work with Sabrina. You know what? I may as well get ready to surrender in case he has it, because he can play support cards now. Come on. Play it. Play it. Play it. Play it. Okay, you're just keeping me in suspense, man. Don't do this to me. Come on. Where's the Cyrus? I know you have it, man. I knew... Oh. Wait, does that KO me? It doesn't. No, it doesn't. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're good. You know what? No, this is... Never mind. No. No, I lose. Okay. Yeah, if I can't attack with the other Sylveon, I can't attack with the other Gengar. And if I attack the Pyukumuku with Sylveon, then I lose. Okay. GG's. Or it would have been a tie? Either way, it doesn't matter. It's not a ranked match, so I'm not going to fixate on it. Wait, how does it go if it's a tiebreaker? How would it play out if it's a tiebreaker? I guess it would be a tie. Yeah, because the only way you lose a tiebreaker is if your bench is empty, I think. You know what? I'll look it up. Hold on. Tiebreaker TCG Pocket. No, I guess I might as well show you guys. Nah, not really. If you both have a Pokemon on the bench, it's a tie. If neither of you have a bench Mon, it's also a tie. Okay, yeah, that's all I needed to hear. Okay. Would have been a tie, but I don't mind giving him the win. Alright. It is really hot today, guys. It is summer, and... It is summer on the... We're in the middle of July on the West Coast. Almost August. Yeah, it is really hot today, so... I am wearing nothing but jeans and a black shirt. Also a button shirt as an overcoat, but... I guess I decided... I thought to myself, if I'm gonna show my face cam, I may as well look presentable, but... I guess in the end I decided against it, but I still look good. Alright, Oh gosh, is this that Sylveon Greninja deck? I kinda hate it. Tiki Tech, welcome to the stream. Wait, what is that icon next to your name? That little crown. Nice to see that the stream is running smoothly, because honestly, I haven't streamed in a very long time, so... Honestly surprised me that everything is going efficiently, even with how old this computer is. Do I want to red card him? I kind of do, I'm not gonna lie. But first... Bro, red carding him, cutting off his support? This deck is kind of evil, I'm not gonna lie. Tiki Tick, I'm assuming you mean how are you? How are you? Hi are you? How are you? Yeah, okay. Don't worry, I'm not gonna time you out or anything like that. But I'm doing good, man. Thanks for asking. For those of you coming in, like I said before, we're just gonna play a little bit of TCG Pocket for about a half hour, and then I'm gonna react to my old videos for old time's sake, and just to self-reflect a little bit. Because sometimes you just have self-doubts about yourself, and it's okay. That's okay. You just gotta think to your... Like, I just want to look at my old videos and see, is there anything I could have done better? Is there anything I could improve in the future? Like, I don't know, man. I guess in the grand scheme of things, I'm just doing the stream because, well, sometimes you feel a little insecure, and that's okay. A little bit. I should probably attack. I'm running out of time. Yeah, I have 10 seconds left. He got red carded. I cut off his support. If he still has Sylveon after all of this, I'm gonna... Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. Let me guess. He still has... thanks to that Sylveon pull, he has a Rare Candy Greninja. Every time, bro. I hate this. Bro, we're not playing ranked games. Why are you still playing this cringe-ass deck? Honestly. Oh, man. I hate this. I really hate this deck, man. Or really, I hate going up against it. Like, bro, the ranked... And, yeah, he still has it. Some people are just sweaty. And I mean that in the worst of ways. Ow. Is he gonna Sylveon in the... No. No, apparently not. Okay, he... Yeah, he KOs Gengar next turn no matter what I play, so... Maybe I can clean up with Sylveon, but I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Even if I play Sabrina and make him retreat, he'll just use the energy and switch back into Greninja to KO me. You know, just to get this off my hand. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say that the Loud House has some genuinely good episodes. Most of them in this recent season weren't really good, but some of them were. Like, yeah, like every time I scroll through Twitter and I see people talking about the Loud House, it's like, oh, the fans are just perverts. Every episode is bad. It hasn't been good since like season 3. Like, guys, it's okay to be a little impartial and look into it. Like, before, I would say about a year ago, I really did not like the Loud House in any capacity. I really did not respect it. I basically believed all the stigmas and the stereotypes. But then I graduated college, I got basic cable in my room, and I started watching reruns of The Loud House, and I was like, okay, some of these episodes are not bad. But a lot of I will say this though, most of them are really, I'd say mediocre, but a lot of them are really bad. Yeah, I got 3 whole videos about this series, so I think that covers it well enough. All right. Alright, his only Greninja's dead. He can't play another. Okay, maybe he can, but it's gonna take a turn to evolve it. Well, that's useless. Yeah, Sabrina doesn't do me any favors here. I just need to KO the Greninja. Because I am so sick of that residual damage. Like, honestly... It's crazy how, back when I was a kid in 2013... I was the biggest Greninja fan I could think of. My Wii U username was literally the Froakie, just because I loved Greninja that much. But nowadays, Greninja is so overrated to the point where I can't associate myself with him in good conscience. Is that weird? Like, it's crazy how a couple of years later, one of your favorite Pokemon can become one of your... Well, I wouldn't say least favorite, but you get the gist. Wait, as he switches into Giratina, I lose. Yeah, the other Gengar isn't here, so I don't stand a chance. I'm starting to realize that this deck is really inconsistent, but... Hey, I'm just here. This deck is more or less in the prototype phase? Hello? Okay, I think the emulator froze, guys. Hold on. Hello? Game? I'm clicking, but... Oh boy. Okay, give it a few seconds. Give it a few seconds. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I had a feeling this game would crash on me eventually, so... Yeah, that's what happens when you resort to a cheap emulator. Well, I wouldn't say cheap, but you know what I mean. Even then, you know what? I'm glad it just, at the very least, it crashed outside of the game. So it could be a lot worse. Take your time, game. I got nowhere else to be. Is that the background music? Like, I heard a little... Alright, I'm assuming it's a thank yous, which I always appreciate, which makes me realize I have really gotten into the habit of not sending thank yous to my opponents, and you know what? That's on me. That's a really bad habit of mine. I guess sometimes I just get too tilted to the point where I just don't care, but you know what? That guy was using Sylveon Greninja, so you know what? He does not have my respect. You know what? Could I hold the mic closer to me without... Yeah, this game only requires my mouse to play it, so you know what? Yeah. I can hold the mic a little closer to me. If it's popping too much, guys, let me know, and I'll try to adjust it. Okay, a bunch of quests, but do I really care? None... Why are you giving me all these prompts for all these quests that I haven't finished yet? I hate it when the game does that. Okay, I'm guessing it's because I'm playing on Android instead of my usual iPhone. You know what? I can live with that. Let's see if there's anything good worth wonder picking. No, no. Already have two Miss Magiuses. Miss Magiuses? Miss Magi? What is the plural? No, no, no. No. Nothing really worth wonder picking, but I'm just gonna pick one for the hell of it. I just don't know which one, though. I'm telling you guys, I am very indecisive when it comes to this stuff. Give me something with an EX. Even if I already have it. Alright, screw it. Zapdos it is. Pretty sure I already have like 3 of them, but screw it. It's worth a shot. Eeny, meeny, miny. Wait, I can take my time with this, right? It's not... Mo. Ah, okay. Never lucky. Common courtesy. I'll send my thank you anyways. Like I said, I need to get into the habit of that. Because I'm really not consistent with it. Because usually I just get too tilted with this game. Okay, you know what? I think I know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna wait till my next pack opening, and then I'll start reacting to my videos. Because otherwise my thumbnail in the title will be false advertising. So in about 27 minutes... You know what? Let's change things up a little. What time is it, by the way? 3:48. So, yeah, until around 5:30. That seems good enough. I don't want the stream lasting more than 2 hours, more or less, like I said at the beginning of the stream.
One step at a time.
Big Show, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Pretty sure that's for subscribing to YouTube. It doesn't mean they have to be on the stream. But you know what? Hey, it could be both, so... I just realized I needed to move the alert a little bit. I see Earth Energy. Double Lucar... Okay, you got both of the Riolus already. Hariyama, though, that's a rare one. Alright. It's gotta be a Popplio eventually. It's the other Pikamuku. Okay, I can live with that. Other Eevee? Wait, why do I have Eevee on this deck? I guess for Sylveon. Alright. Would have been nice to have a Pop... I would have Primarina turn 1. If it weren't for this, but alright. I can live with that.
One step at a time.
Okay, now the alert is invisible? What is going on? Hold on. You know what? I'll have to look into it later, but if whoever just subscribed, thank you so much. Do I want a red card? Nah. Giant caped. What are the odds he has his Lucario ready? Because if he does, Pyukamuku's dead. And I'm nowhere near close to setting up my Primarina. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay, fair, fair. I guess, fair. And he heals himself, so yeah, all the damage I do is useless. Yeah, just do it, man. Do it. Do it. At least there's Rayquaza damage, but honestly, I don't like... I appreciate Yukumuku's utility, more or less, but... like, I don't know. The fact that he has no damage just really bothers me. Screw it. Let's red card him. I probably should have done this last turn, but hey, what do I know? Like, there's really no way of knowing for sure. Like, playing a red card, it's just a gamble, man. It can either be completely helpful or it's a double-edged sword. It's either really helpful or really useless. Just do it, man. Just do it. You can KO me. You can KO me. And he'll survive. He will survive. Come to think of it, if I have to play this Eevee, I have not... And of course, he has a Rocky Helmet. What does Hariyama do? Switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. Your opponent chooses. Okay, mandatory Sabrina. Okay. And thanks to the Melocita, he survives. Oh boy. I think I already lose. Yeah, this game is just that luck-based most of the time. And now the Poplio shows up. No Sylveon, so even if I KO the Lucario, which might be unlikely... You know what? Hold on. I haven't done coin flips on this emulator yet. I want to try it at least once. Okay. You know what? It's not too flimsy. It doesn't make the game crash or anything. Thank goodness. Get the KO in, and I'm out. Bro, I have just been taking L's left and right. Well, what are you gonna do? Wait, is the mic picking up the fan? Because like I said, it's really hot, so I have a fan right next to me. Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Okay, the game didn't crash this time. Thank goodness. You know what? Sure. Let's try the sniper deck. And yes, I did name it Yo Ass's Grass. Get it? Because, you know, grass... Okay. Wait, he is Ultra 1. I'm just used to facing Masters players, but anyways. Alright, game. What do you got? I am going second for once. Against some Moltres team? Oh boy. Yes, this used to be meta back in the day. Dance with Moltres until Charizard is ready, free 200 damage. Times have really changed in less than... How long has this game been out? This game has been out since October. Yeah, it hasn't even been a year. Alright guys, last match before we get into the reactions. There's the birdie boy. Another birdie boy, but I only have one rare candy. You know what? I'm gonna need the energy to retreat eventually, so... Yeah, let's have it. Wait. 3 coins, take the amount of fire energy, blah, blah, blah. Only for the bench. It's not for himself. Okay. Only for the bench. I have Decidueye ready, but I don't have the energy ready. Oh boy. Like, if he evolves too soon, I'm in a bit of a pickle. Yep, he already evolved. Nice. Come on, let it out. Dance your heart out, man. Dance your heart out. And he gets nothing. Okay. That's nice. I mean, I feel bad, but that's nice. Sylveon? Leafeon? Anything? Okay, fine, fine. Fair enough. I guess. Alright, he can't attack yet, so I can start retreating. And get some chip in on the Charmeleon. Take your time. D? Literally just D? Okay. And of course, he potions the Charmeleon. He's gonna evolve now, isn't he? It's really nothing for me to snipe yet. But, what are you gonna do? Come on, man. Play the Char. I know you have it. Why are you hesitating? Come on. Don't do... Okay. He did hesitate. He did hesitate. Oh, I am so sorry, man. You know what? This is why I really hate strategies that rely on coin flips. I'm pretty sure that's all my basics. No, wait, no. I still have Celebi. Right. Question is, does he have Charizard yet? Come on, man. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging. If you got it, just play it. Just play it. You got nothing to loot. You have everything to gain from playing the stinking card if you have it. If you're just going to heal and not play it, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. I still KO you in 2 hits, man, so I don't know why you bothered healing. If he does get lucky enough with the coin flips, I might be screwed, though. How many is it? 5? No, he needs 4. So yeah, he gets 1 head. I might be screwed. Yep. Of course. And he gave him both to Charizard for some reason. Alright. Oh, man. Please tell me he doesn't also have a Lily or whatever. And I still don't have my rare candy, so I can't play the other Decidueye yet. It's just a matter of what shows up first. The rare candy or the Leafeon. And of course... Bro! Can't you just let me kill you? Okay, that's messed up out of context. Don't clip that. Wait, why did you even leaf, man? You already had... Okay. I'm telling you, man. Those decks where you play well enough, but it's still not enough to survive... Those are the kind of decks I really don't like. Alright, what's it gonna be? Rare Candy or Leafeon? My money's on Rare Candy. Rare Candy. Rare Candy. Nope. Yeah, okay. My only hope is getting 2 heads on Celebi. I'm only playing this in case he has a potion. Just in case. Because if he healed to 110, then I wouldn't be able to KO him with Celebi, no matter what. So... Bro, talk about overkill. Talk about overkill. Poor little birdie. All right, there is hope. Hope it's not lost. Wait. He loses... Oh, I didn't realize he loses energy every time he uses that move. All right. If I don't get 2 heads, I lose. So... John S. Loud, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Okay, if I get 2 heads here... If I don't get 2 heads here, I lose. There's nothing else I can do. So... What? No way! No! No way. No. No. I'm not proud of that. No. I got way too lucky there. No way. Yeah, the Moltres can't attack. So... Oh boy. The Moltres can't attack, and he can't one-shot me anyway, so... Welcome to the stream, by the way. I'm sorry, John. I got a little too caught up in the game. Nah. I got way too unlucky, man. I got way too unlucky. I'm telling you, this game does not take any skill. He's got energy, but he's gonna have to wait a turn. I'm weak to fire, so that does 90 damage each hit. Yeah, cape doesn't matter. Okay, if he Sabrina's, I lose. Unless I get 3 heads here, which is very unlikely, but let's see. I'm gonna close my eyes. Ah, so close. Okay, I can take one. I can take one. Unless he has red. Bro, there is so much you gotta consider that he might have. He switches in. Wait, do I have Sabrina on this deck? Or Cyrus? I don't remember, if I'm being honest. I don't remember. And of course I bottom decked the Leafeon and the Sylveon. Of course. I'm getting way too lucky, man. This game is so stupid. You're cool, man. We chill. Thank you, man. That's a little reassuring. I survive a hit, but... Okay. If I have Sabrina on this deck, which I don't... Wait a minute, I have Erica. And a Leaf Cape, so I can tank one more. We can do this all day, man. Okay, no, we got a couple more minutes before I'm gonna switch things up. Hold on. If I get at least 3 heads, I win. Come on. Okay, 1, 2. No! What do I even say to that? What am I supposed to say to that? No, I got way too lucky. No. I cannot accept that. I am so sorry. D, whatever your name was, I am so sorry, man. No. I got way too lucky there. No. Just, no. I do not accept the fact that I was genuinely that lucky. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, man. I want to say thank you for the match, but that would just feel very condescending. That would just feel way too condescending. Know what I mean? Like, I don't know. No. I only needed 3. Like, I don't know. Usually when I play this game, I'm usually never that lucky with coin flips. Yeah, here I am, getting 4 heads in a row. No. I'm sorry, man. If you're miraculously watching this, it's nothing personal, my dude. Oh, jeez. That was... Oh god, that did not feel right. Dear god. That was so dirty, bro. And I think the game is crashing again. Okay, no, it's fine, but... Okay, we got 10 minutes till the pack opening, so... Gonna play one more patch, play one more patch. One more match, open the pack, and then we'll get to my videos. That was disgusting. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. I feel dirty. I need a shower. I just showered like an hour ago and I already need another one. My god. Oh jeez. Going first. Never a good sign. Okay, hold on. I need to get used to this emulator. Okay, we're good. Holy shit, dude. That's crazy, man. I'm never that lucky with Celebi. I'm never that lucky with coin flips in general. So what was that? Maybe it's the emulator curse? I don't know. I really don't know. Holy crap, man. There's other Eevee. Hold on. Erica, other Burb. We have the rare candy. I just need the Decidueye. Do I want to play Celebi? Nah. He's a basic, and she has no business building energy yet. Yes, chat, I know Celebi is genderless, but I still call her she. Like I'm telling you, the amount of people that get on my case for misgendering is just, you know what? Not misgendering in general. Misgendering Pokemon of all things. Like, bro, calm down. It's not the end of the world. Okay, at least my team is at least my opponent is struggling as much as I am. Yeah, not much else I can do right now, so just bite him. Ow. Nom 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 nom. Already evolved into a Gengar, but actually, no, that's bad. That's really bad. Wait, what does that do? You peek at my hand? Reveals my hand. Okay, he shows me my hand. How was your time in college? Because you explain... I'm assuming you mean my time in college, because you explained in one of my videos. Just curious, the big move for me. Well... It's been a couple years, but it's a really big step, man. Presumably, I'm assuming you're moving away from home. You're gonna be out there on your own, getting your own food, cleaning up after yourself all the time, just basically living life as an adult. Like, it's a big adjustment, and you really have to form the discipline to get to your classes in time and whatnot, because no one else is gonna do it for you. And my classes graded me on showing up and participation and whatnot. But other than that, if you don't show up to classes, it's essentially money going to waste. So all I can suggest is that stay calm, don't procrastinate, and don't hyperfixate too much on. Okay, it's college, so yeah, maybe you do want to hyperfixate on your academics too much, but try to make friends. That's something I had a hard time with here and there. Like, I don't know, I was too fixated on academics for me to. I was too hyperfixated on academics for me to actually feel like, oh gosh. I was too hyperfixated on academics for me to the point where I took friendships for granted. Because honestly, as far as my college friends are concerned, I hardly speak to any of them. I do have their phone numbers and whatnot, but I hardly speak to any of them, and I think that's kind of sad. Like, I don't know, it's okay to build connections, but it's really recommended. In my case, I studied film in college, so it's really recommended that you build connections, more or less. Part of the reason I started YouTube was so I could build more or less. Or just for the fun of it. Like, I don't know. It really depends on what you want in life. Speaking of building, though, yep, Eevee's dead. And it's the EX one. No signs of Sylveon, no signs of Leafeon. Yep, okay, fair. I guess. Oh, jeez. Decidueye. Please. Okay, nope, I lose. Wait, maybe I can take one more hit, but... Wait, what does the unknown do? Once during your turn, you may choose either player Look at the top card of that player's deck. Wait, his own or... Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually really good utility. Yeah, not much else I can do here other than just... Should I have started building Celebi? I don't know. Just to get it off my hand. Pretty sure I can't use it. Okay, I have the other owl, but I can't even get I can't even evolve the first one. What? Oh well. Take your time, game. Take your time. But anyways, as far as your college life is concerned, okay, this guy is using a lot of gimmicky cards. Pokedex, Scope Lens, or whatever that was called. Okay, what is it called, actually? Hand Scope. Like, what are you doing, man? But yeah, college, I don't mean to exaggerate when I say it kind of changes your life. For better or maybe for the worse. Depends on how much you put in it. But yeah, really, you really got to put effort into it. Still no Decidueye, and I can't play support cards, so I can't heal. I can't do anything, so I guess... I'm just stalling at this point, and I hate it. Unless he has another Cyrus, then there's a Leafeon. At least I can start attacking, but too little too late. I'm guessing that's Gengar, or not. Wait, what was that? Oh, right, Unknown's passive. Okay. That's fair. So I'll be left at 190. There's the other owl, finally. Does it really matter, though? Okay, now we're talking. Now we're cooking. Now we are cooking. We are cooking, my boys and girls. Yeah, give it to yourself. You know, I'm tired of him peeking at my deck. So, yeah, kill the Unknown first. You know what? That was a mistake. Maybe I should have killed the Gengar first. Yeah, it's a new chapter in every young adult's life. At least if you're moving far away. Message retracted. John, you okay, man? There's the Gengar. Yeah, I should have killed him first. Oh, gosh. This is what I get for being petty. This is what I get for being petty. Oh, man. I mean, I could just Poke Flute and kill another one, but... Okay, seriously, do I have Sabrina on this deck? I can't play support cards no matter how hard I try, so... If I switch into Leafeon, I'm dead. If I switch into Celebi, I can't retreat again, but... okay, yeah. That's an L. Oh, man. It's always the worst feeling when you lose to such a gimmicky deck just because you don't get the right cards in time. Even with all the draw engines, even with the Sylveon, even with nothing, man. Even with everything, you still lose. Alright, can I open the pack yet? I can. Hello, game. Thank you. Wait, did I not say thank you to my opponent? I didn't. My bad. Alright, let's see. Another Poplio, another Eevee, another Torracat, and just a penny. Okay, yeah, nothing crazy. For the record, guys, I do not spend any money on this game, for those of you curious. Yeah, probably. I never want to spend money on another microtransaction ever again. I'll tell you that much, guys. But alright. Let me just pick up my dailies, and then I'll be on my way. Question is, do I want to use my face cam for my reactions? For these reactions? I don't think that I do, but... You know, I think I'll know what I do if I decide to turn this into a full-fledged video. Yes, I do want to close it. Question is, does it disappear off the tab? It should. But alright, get this out of the way. How do I want to do this? You know what, while I'm at it though, let me put on some background music. You know what, guys, while I'm setting up, I'm gonna take a quick break, so I'll be right back. Cam. Alright, chat. I'm gonna move you all out of the picture because this might become a full-fledged video. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I really haven't decided yet. But for now, I'm just gonna put the mudkip. That's the thing, though. If I have a different reaction to what I'm saying, then... should I just do this with a face cam and then when I'm editing, I put the mudkip over it? At the same time, do I want people getting in my face, looking at my face as this video is blowing up? As like, I don't know. Like, my last video is getting a lot of traction as of late. It's only been a day and it already has like, what, 3,500 views? You know, yeah, for now, I'll keep the neutral mudkip. It's gonna overlap a little as I change the expressions if I make this into a full-blown video, but I think it'll be clear enough what I'm trying to do, more or less. So, let's see. Let me lower the volume a little bit. Kill this background music. And you know what? Let's do it. If I had a nickel for every time I grew fond of a character, I was... Can you guys hear the game well enough? The video? A knack for planning, an official gender bent design, and a severed connection with an unholy monster. Okay, someone give my writer a raise. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still really proud of that joke. I'm telling you, man. Play it again, play it again. I'm really proud of this joke. That little mic pop at the beginning, though, even to this day, it's been half a year since I uploaded this video, and that still bothers me. But still, though, like, I'm sorry, the resemblance between Lincoln Loud and freaking Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening, it's just... I feel like it just can't be a coincidence. I feel like when you think about it, it feels like it just can't be a coincidence, except for that last part, but that's what made it all the more funny. Okay, someone give my writer a raise. Never in the several years that I've been making content on and off did I ever imagine I'd be unironically making videos about the Loud House. Usually my palette... Yeah, for real. Like, for real. Like, when did the show come out? That was like, what, 2016? I remember I watched a couple episodes in my college dorm, but at the same time, I was thinking to myself, it's really nothing crazy. Then a couple of years later, and all these years later, here I am. Like, man, you never know what your life is going to throw at you. You never know what life is going to throw at you, man. Here I am talking about the show for almost an hour and a half. And that's just the first video. Nostalgia, recency, or animated shows with overarching narratives. As for the rest of my videos, well, they weren't really that successful because... I guess it's just, yeah, I'm not mad at the fact that my other videos aren't as successful. And I really think it's just the fact that I wasn't really being controversial in any of them. Like, as much as I love Phineas and Ferb, I really didn't have anything negative to say. Same goes for Inside Out 2. Same goes for Amphibia. What else was there? Yet somehow, nostalgia. And Gravity Falls, of course. I have virtually nothing negative to say about Gravity Falls. Maybe I will, though. That can make its own video. Cartoon about a boy in modern suburbia showing us how he survives with 10 sisters still managed to make me overlook all that. Even with my minor track record for dissing it. Flashback. I love the SpongeBob meme. SpongeBob is just a goldmine for memes, man.
I don't know what it is with Hollywood.
And yes, this was me during my Gravity Falls video.
Big budget.
Like, I had a different mic. I had a different voice. Then again, it was... How long ago was that? Yeah, about 3 years ago, as of today. Yeah, it has been...
Not many actual dorks, if any at all, require a lisp, need to talk with big words, or have a condescending demeanor with strangers. She makes puns and doesn't make it her whole...
Bro, my editing was so scuffed back in the day, it's not even funny. I literally just slapped the PNG into the foreground and left it at that. That's all the context, that's all the detail you're gonna get. But I will say, compared to 3 years ago, the production value of my videos, I'm not saying it's anything crazy, but it's definitely gone up.
Personality.
And yeah, Luann's puns did get annoying at first, but... Flashback. Hear me out. Looking back at that, I think I judged the show and its characters a little too unfairly for the most part. And I kind of blame the fact that I didn't watch enough episodes before then to start. Although what I said wasn't entirely wrong. I mean, yeah, Lisa's a smug nerd who gives off Sheldon Cooper vibes, and I know I can't stand the latter. I still don't. Like, I know Sheldon is like a depiction... This might seem insensitive, and... Full warning, guys, I don't exactly know how to word this carefully. I know Sheldon is a pretty realistic depiction of, I want to say, being on the spectrum, but at the same time, he is so fucking obnoxious. Even to this day, I cannot stand Sheldon Cooper, and that says a lot. Like, growing up, I actually really liked The Big Bang Theory. I actually really like The Big Bang Theory, most of the subplots, but nowadays, as I got older, I just really kept disliking Sheldon less and less. Like, tell me I'm not alone in that, right? Okay, you know what? He's a genuinely resented character, and I'm not. I can see exactly why.
Luann makes one too many puns. But as I watched more and more of these episodes, there was something more to these characters than just.
Guys, is the mic popping a little too much? Let me know. If I'm speaking a little too aggressively, then please let me know. Just because this mic is a little sensitive, and I definitely need it to upgrade eventually.
Tropes or whatever I might have judged them by. Her hubris can get the better of her, but there's been great episodes that show that she's not some mindlessly written comedic tool.
Honestly, yeah, this is the episode that really won me over when it comes to Lisa. Like before I started watching the Loud House, I was like, oh, Lisa's just a stereotypical nerd with the lisp and the smart talk and the big words and all that. But no, like honestly, this episode with Darcy is what really won me over with Lisa in particular. Every Loud Sister won me over in some capacity, except for one, but we'll get to that in the video if you haven't watched it already.
Despite the cartoonish implausibility of what she's capable of, she still shows genuine and believable vulnerabilities in several instances.
Yeah, I just realized that I didn't crop out the Kiss cartoon watermark in that clip, but you know what? If I hardly notice this, what are the odds that the audience will notice it too?
Which is something I can't say was done well enough or soon enough for her comparison. It says a lot when this 5-year-old can provoke a better sense of genuine sympathy and charm compared to the poster child for quirky smartasses. As for Luann, well...
Lighten up, Francis.
I really do think I don't think
That's a good edit. I'm really proud of that one. Lighten up, Francis. Yeah. As far as Luann is concerned, like normally, I used to be the kind of guy who was like, okay, puns are so fucking annoying. Is this gonna be this whole girl's personality? But nah. I just needed to lighten up a little. You've never watched Gravity Falls, John? Bro, you are missing out, my guy. You really are missing out. It is one of those shows that it's over 10 years. It premiered over 10 years ago. I made a whole video about it, and it has aged gracefully for the most part. And you know what? I give props to Alex Hirsch. I don't exactly agree with him with everything he does, but when it comes to good writing and consistency, yeah, he is dedicated. He has my respect.
really define her character too much, nor to a fault. And frankly, it kind of grew on me to the point where I think it's cute. Unlike some characters I know.
Oh my god, don't get me started. Another character I'm ashamed to have ever been a fan of, the freaking annoying orange man. To be fair, guys, I was around 11 years old, so give me a break. Give me a break. Please don't think less of me. I was around 11 years old when I liked the annoying orange.
It was due to what she reminded me of at first, and it wasn't just her in that case.
Ticky Tick, I plan to make it around, what time is it? 4:27. I'm gonna make it last for about an hour. So yeah, I'm not gonna go through the entire video. I'm gonna try to skim here and there. I might not get the chance, but we'll see. Oh my god, yes.
When I move past that,
I can't stand Angelica Pickles. I really can't. I still can't, even to this day.
She came off as charming and respectable. She runs her own business at such a young age.
And apparently the writers forgot about that. Yeah, remember when Luann had a party business? Yeah, when's the last time that was a plot point? I want to say like season 4, season 5? Okay, it does get mentioned in season 7. Remember when Luna tried to write a kid's song? And that's how she took inspiration from Luann to perform at parties? I think that's the last time it was ever mentioned, but it's never really been a plot point for a very long time, I believe. But don't quote me on it.
I love seeing her bond with Benny and Lincoln. Just
yeah, Luanny is based. I'll tell you guys that much.
to name a few examples. The puns are clever enough here and there, and overall, I think her mannerisms and her personality came off as genuinely adorable as time went on.
Hold on.
Oh, well, most of the time.
I just realized the quality isn't even that good right now.
I don't mean to single out these two characters in particular.
I will say this though, I don't like pretty much all of the April Fool's episodes with Luann because they make her seem like such an asshole, man. Except for the first one. I mean, I can comprehend that, and at the very least, it had a really nice resolution, more or less. But the other episodes, they make her seem so terrible. Like, if it weren't for that, then maybe Luann would be my favorite Loud sister. I still like her a lot, but just the April Fool's episodes are a really big blemish on her character. But that's just me, though. That's just me.
They're just the ones that I happen to bring up in the past. Yeah, the irony of characters reliant on tropes giving me a newfound appreciation for individuality is not lost on me.
Yeah, honestly, that's the reason I really couldn't get into the Loud House in the beginning. Because, well, like, I don't know, every sister was just representative of a trope, and I feel like I don't know. I just didn't trust Nickelodeon to actually be able to flesh them out properly. And for the most part, they kind of haven't. But in some cases, they really do nail it. That's all I'm saying.
But honestly, my history with this show is a little more complicated than that. Back when I first started watching this around the time of its beginning...
Bro, okay, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but sometimes I just really love my choice in background music.
Back in 2016, I was just a busy college student.
That little popping sound with the graduation cap.
The only reason I even knew it existed was because Phantom Strider mentioned it in his top 10 cartoons at the time.
Yeah, this was in 2016. He is the reason I got into the Loud House. Phantom Strider is the reason we are all standing in this room right now. So if you want to thank anyone, you can thank him. Am I planning to make more videos about the Loud House? Because if we really look at the fan base and more, you really just touched the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, that's the thing though. For the most part, I just wanted to talk about the show itself. And what can I say about the fandom that hasn't already been said? A lot of them are perverted. Like okay, touchy subject. I'm pretty sure this stream is marketed towards not children, but there's a reason, and don't ask how I know this because I wish I didn't. There is a reason the Loud House has the most search results on Rule 34, starting with the. I'll leave it at that. Don't ask how I know that because I wish I didn't. I didn't start watching the Loud House until late in 2019. Yeah, I didn't start watching it until around. I watched a couple episodes in early 2016, but I didn't really get into it until I want to say late 2023.
Who,
Anyways,
as I've come to learn, recently quit YouTube for financial reasons.
Yeah, honestly, when I heard the news that he might quit YouTube because he couldn't afford to pay the bills, I got really sad because I have been familiar with his channel for a very long time, so I'm glad he's back on it. God bless us, man. He is genuinely wholesome. He is genuinely wholesome.
I'm sorry to hear that, my guy. Even though I did enjoy what was there at that point.
That was a really sudden cut. It kind of startled me. I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? That's why I like reacting to my old videos, so I can self-reflect and actually learn for the better. Maybe grow as a person and as a content creator. Know what I mean? It's part of the reason I wanted to do this. Also, there is 8 of you in chat. Welcome. Just reacting to my old videos, just to, like I said, self-reflect, see what I could do better, and maybe just for the nostalgia's sake, more or less. I mean, this video is only 6 months old, but you get the gist.
I never got too attached to it by any means. Probably because college is a lot of work, and I was on a bit of a high with narrative-driven TV shows at the time.
Yeah, I watched Avatar while I was in college because my dad had a cable subscription. I could link it to the internet and watch Avatar on Nickelodeon's website, and good God. They really caught lightning in a jar with Avatar The Last Airbender, man. Legend of Korra could not keep up the momentum. I'm really not sure about the new one coming. I don't even know the character's name. I just know she's an earthbender, and I have doubts.
Skip to the present, and Mexican Nickelodeon reruns the show too much for its own good nowadays.
Uh-huh.
So I figured I'd catch up on its... Wait, how many seasons?
Yeah, at the time, there was already 7 seasons at the time. And I think season 8 was underway when I was publishing this video. So yeah, I had a lot to catch up on, but that's the thing about Mexican Nickelodeon. It reruns the show way too much. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, you know what? If I change the channel right now, it's probably still be airing The Loud House. You know what? Let me check, actually. Just out of curiosity. Hey, ICC Bass. Just got recommended your videos and just wanted to say you got me down the Loud House fandom iceberg. Oh, my God. Welcome to the void, man. I might need therapy now, but hey, my sanity was too healthy anyways. I am so sorry, man. See, that's the thing I like about having streams. You can actually just talk to people and see what's going on inside their heads, more or less. Seriously, if I were to change the channel right now, though, yep, Una Casa de Locos, they're airing, yeah, one of those Casa Grandes episodes. Y'all remember those from season 4? Yep, Loud House is still airing right now. I'm telling you, man, this network just reruns the show too much for its own good. When he could easily air some classics. I don't know, Hey Arnold, Rugrats, Angry Beavers. It doesn't have to be too modern. It just feels Max and the Midi-Knights. You know that stop motion show that dropped a while back? Like, I feel like they just really neglect it, man. And I'm really scared. I'm really scared when Wildpack gets localized to Mexico because, yeah, I feel like it's gonna get neglected just as much. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen much of the show yet. I've only seen the pilot, and I want to keep an open mind. So that's the only reason I'm worried.
Oh damn. Okay. Apparently they struck gold. Fair enough.
They really did. There's a reason the show's been going on for 9 seasons. About Sam and Lincoln, it's kind of weird how they got together of a meetup in comic. What do you mean? What do you mean, John?
As I watched it more and more in the background while working at my desk, I really grew fond of its characters and this franchise as a whole. Oh, well, most of them.
Yeah, if it weren't for Flip, Sam would be my least favorite character in the whole series. Flip is just genuinely, I wouldn't say irredeemable. He's just not funny. Like I said in one of my videos, he's basically Mr. Krabs, except he's not funny in any way. My favorite season of The Loud House? I want to say... Nah, Season 2 has way too many stinkers. Season 2 has No Such Luck. Season 2 has Ellis for Love. Yeah, I know it's a hot take to some people, but yeah, I really do not like Ellis for Love for the most part. Well, not for the most part. There's just a couple things that really drag it down for me. And we'll get to that in this video, by the way. It has No Such Luck. Season 1, it has One of the Boys. I don't know. I guess Season 3 by default, just because it has my favorite episode of the whole series. Nicktoons Network used to air the older cartoons, but not anymore. Yeah, I don't have access to American cable television anymore, so I don't know for sure what's going on over there, but in Mexico, yeah, they just don't give a shit. It's always Loud House, SpongeBob, occasionally, I don't know, Henry Danger. Sometimes in the middle of the night, they rerun iCarly, but that's about it. And even then, I have work in the morning. I can't stay up that late.
The comic strip art style, the homely setting of Royal Woods, which for better or worse is nothing like what inspired it.
Yeah. Royal Woods is based off Detroit, Michigan, and the crime rates in that town, no matter how you slice it, no matter what year you look at, they are abysmal. Like, no offense. You know what? Should I mean offense to Chris Savino considering what we know about him? You know what? Moving on.
The connections
I don't have to ponder on this for too long if I'm being honest.
the Loud family has with itself and their friends, they just feel very refreshing to a guy whose animation palette was based.
Remember one of the videos you did? You really said how Sam dumps Luna for Lincoln? Well, that might have been a bit of a simplification. I don't remember exactly what happened in that fan comic, but all I know is Sam gets with Lincoln or something along those. Sam gets with Lincoln in. You know what? It's a little too inappropriate for me to discuss it here. If I talk about it here on YouTube, I'm gonna get demonetized. But yeah, when I saw that comic, I was like, this is so fucked up. But at the same time, Sam has more character in that fan comic than she ever did in all of the canon of the show. So, anyways.
Just serialized story-driven shows. That alone just really made me appreciate the slice of life shenanigans. This world just feels like a small town where practically all the residents genuinely know each other and look out for one another, more or less.
Yeah, honestly, that's the one thing I do like about slice of life shows. They really sell you on the sense of community, and this show is no different.
I don't know about you guys, but being from a small immediate family and a large traffic-ridden
this really is the story of my life as of late.
and unsanitary
Drive, get to
city in
work,
third world
go
country,
home.
I really appreciate the sense of community this cartoon gives. And some episodes really focus on that. It's like the Loud...
Yeah, a lot of people apparently don't like Save Royal Woods, but and in some cases, in some parts I get why, but for the most part, I think it's fine. I put it on my best episodes list for a reason. That fan comics was my first exposure to the Loud House. I am so sorry, Trancer. I am so sorry, man. I mean, I had nothing to do with it. I mean, there are worse ways to get into this fandom, but I am so sorry, man. I mean, should I though? I mean, I don't know. At the same time, Javi Suzumiya, is that how I pronounce it? Javi Suzumiya. Let me put it this way. He has standards. In some capacity, he is genuinely respectable, but yeah, he tackles some very heavy-handed subjects, to say the least, in his fan work, more or less. Anyways, by the way, Javi Suzumiya is the author of that comic, by the way. I agree she has more showing in the comic than in the show. Yeah, I sincerely hope that is not a controversial opinion.
Kids and their parents are an extension of what their mostly grounded world has to offer, in addition to their own personalities and struggles, which, under several circumstances, are a lot of fun.
Yeah, that clip is from that clip I think is from like season 6, and I don't know.
One step at a time.
I think it's really cute. And somebody just subscribed. I can't see exactly who without changing the tab, but thank you for subscribing. Assuming you're even on stream.
Or can at least genuinely resonate with people, although that wasn't even the case for the parents at first.
Yeah, why did they ever do that? Why did they always hide their faces in the first season? Like, were they trying to go for the whole Miss Bellum, Cow and Chicken, Snoopy check, or oh, Tweak. Thank you so much for subscribing. I do. Okay, I can't see it on the layout. Thank goodness I have a playback set up. Seriously, what was the deal with covering their faces? Like, I honestly don't see the point, especially throughout the whole first season. Anyways, that comic is not the worst thanks to CAMG. He exposed me to the loudest comic and a pretty interesting game I don't want to talk about. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Tiki Tick, but maybe it's best that I don't.
In that regard, I was kind of relieved when they ditched the whole Miss Bellum shtick of keeping their faces
One-
hidden. They both have charming personalities and they're
Wait, why did Hector cut out there?
great parents.
I'm guessing somebody subscribed, but I'll look into it later.
Well, that's part of why this video exists. No, really, don't misconstrue my resonance with the show or my genuine praise. You read the title of the video. When you have second place for the most episodes out of any Nicktoon,
Yeah. Technically, if we're being technical about it, The Loud House is the second longest running show in the entirety of Nickelodeon. Beating Dora the Explorer, beating Rugrats, beating, you know what? It ran for a shorter been running for a shorter time span, but wow, that genuinely surprised me. I think they hide their faces to replicate old school kid cartoons where the parents are mostly a no-show. Yeah, but the thing is, it didn't last. It only lasted a whole season. So I feel like they were just, okay, this isn't working. Let's show their faces. I think it was at the start of season 2 when they did it, during that one Christmas special.
there's no way it could possibly stay consistently good. And I wouldn't be the first person to say that it hasn't.
Yeah. I've seen both of these videos in their entirety, and I don't know. Yeah, the thing about Cartoon Sheet is that he started putting disclaimers in the comment section about, oh, I wrote this 3 years ago. Oh, I regret some of the things I said here. Like, my guy, I watched the whole video in their entirety, and if you ask me, it feels like you have nothing to be ashamed of.
I wasn't kidding when I said its reputation was in the toilet in my Amphibia review. And, well, I've made a lot of observations in that regard. There's plenty of plot holes.
Oh my god, fuck Brawl in the Family. That episode was all... You know what? We'll get to it.
Consistencies.
We'll get to it soon enough. Inconsistencies is putting it vaguely when it comes to Sam and Luna's relationship. I'll tell you that much.
Boring or contrived premises, bad executions, terrible messaging, mean-spirited and thoughtless writing, cheapened moments, gross-out humor, and most notably, in my opinion, character derailment. Sometimes it feels like this franchise doesn't know what it wants, so they just throw things at the wall to see what sticks. One moment, Lincoln is the biggest
Can you guys hear the video well enough? Just making sure.
savvy fan out there. The next, that's completely disregarded in favor of discount James Bond?
Yeah, what was the deal with that? We haven't had an Ace Savvy episode since season 4, since Kings of the Con. I know that episode is awful, but at the same time, it feels like that episode was so... Okay, this is just conjecture, but it feels like they just gave up on Ace Savvy just because Kings of the Con bombed. Critically, at the very least. In terms of ratings, I don't know how it went, but really, what the hell happened to Ace Savvy, man? I think it gets mentioned again in season 6 in Save Royal Woods, but why, man? I actually really liked a lot of the episodes about it, but that's just me, though.
Or just as bizarrely, their most recent Halloween special and their only other 1-hour special is a Star Trek homage with actual aliens. Am I reading the right script?
Yeah, this is what we're doing for a Halloween special, man? Like, I don't get it either, man. I mean, I watched it on premiere night, but at the same time, like, dare I say it, what were these writers smoking? Is that rude to say?
And that's not even covering the horrors of the fandom. I'm not even sure where to start without being too graphic. Cringy, embarrassingly long, and uninspired fanfiction.
Seriously, look up The Loud House on fanfiction.net and look at the numbers compared to every other popular cartoon you can think of. Seriously, there is just so much... I don't want to say slop. I'm just going to say it's just... The category is just way too freaking cluttered, man. And then there's that Notorious. And then there's this. Longest literary work in history is a fan fiction of The Loud House. Longer than the Bible itself.
Which is really saying something when
Like, bro, what could possibly... Okay, I mean no disrespect, but... Nah, you know what? Whatever I'm going to say, I'm going to keep it to myself. Like, that's just...
fiction alone has enough of a stigma.
Wow.
Fanships are uncompelling.
Yeah, that's true. Another thing that really surprised me when I was getting into The Loud House, like, why is there so much fan art of Luann with this goth? I think her name is Maggie or whatever. There's a whole ship. This girl has literally never interacted with Luann, but apparently people started shipping her with her for no real reason. Like, why? Like, it just makes no sense, man. This fandom is so perplexing, to say the least.
Contrived, or just downright
And then there's that. Do I really need to say more?
fucking disturbing. Well, except for one.
And then there's that. And then there's Lincoln and Stella, which, yeah, to the surprise of no one who's watched my videos, yeah, I really like these two.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I love that meme of Grunkle Stan. I really do.
More notably, in my
Grunkle Stan in general is great.
opinion, too much of this fandom just lacks any real thought-provoking nuance. Maybe I'm not being fair by comparing it to the usual narrative-driven series I'm a fan of, and clearly this cartoon is meant for a much younger key demographic than what they have. But you'd think a Nicktoon that manages to keep up in popularity with an immortal juggernaut like SpongeBob.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Yeah, the Loud House, at least during its initial airtime, like back when it first started, yeah, it could keep up with SpongeBob, more or less, in terms of ratings. Or at the very least, it was a once-in-a-blue-moon Nickelodeon show that didn't completely bomb upon its debut. And trust me, that's a lot to ask for nowadays, and even back then.
Would at least have some memes here and there.
And like I said, in the video, for some reason, this show really hasn't sparked any good memes. But you know what? You're competing with SpongeBob, man. In terms of the meme department, it is a freaking goldmine. Just look. Just look. Look at how many examples I can fit in one frame.
But you'd be wrong. Seriously, look up the Loud House on Twitter's search bar or go to its subreddit and...
Yeah, I'm still not calling it X. That name is just way too corny. I still call it Twitter. I don't care what anyone tells me.
You'll really have a grasp on how minimal genuine engagement or discussion is. Most of what I've seen is just happy anniversary to this episode without any additional context, bizarre fan comics that have little to nothing to do with the source material, and way too many OCs to count.
Yeah. The OCs, man. The OCs. I would go into detail, but honestly, a lot of them, I think the mere mention of them would get me demonetized on this channel. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would give specific examples, but I'm not about to provoke any targeted harassment.
And yeah, I'm not gonna throw anyone under the bus in that regard. I never usually do unless the context is just that important, or I have to get credit for art or whatever.
So much of a contrast, you'll find a crapload of low-effort slop on DeviantArt, fanfiction.net, and that other website I'm not naming for a number of reasons.
That was a really good edit on my end. And the caption, I've seen some shit. Like, I don't know. Is it narcissistic to be able to genuinely laugh at my own editing? Like, I don't know, man.
It's just real.
Seriously, though, the amount of fan art, quote unquote, I've seen of this show is just, it's just too much, man. And I don't mean that in the best of ways.
It's really jarring that a series that won over so many audiences without the need for grandeur has managed to become so stale. And the fandom is no better in that regard. Judging from my observations, it really feels like this community fixates more on what the characters are.
And the showrunners, I probably should have emphasized that, but honestly, I was just too lazy to re-record the line.
Rather than who they are. Hopefully you know what I mean as this video goes on. I've more or less tried to narrow it down to 8 episodes that can sum up pretty much everything wrong with this series. If there's an episode you think should be on this listing,
What happened to Ronnie Ann? She wasn't really relevant after season 6 or 7. My guy, the Casa Grandes got canceled at that time. That's why. Yeah, because the show got canceled. That's why she's been irrelevant. That's the one thing I really don't like about the Casa Grandes. Never mind the stereotypical plot lines. Never mind the fact that it feels like just a Loud House with a Mexican paid job. And I don't mean to be too vague. It's just a lot of storytelling. It's repetitive, and half the time, the plots are just your typical Mexican traditions or stereotypes. Selling tacos, selling tamales, planning for a quinceañera. I'm not making shit up, by the way. These are actual plot lines in the show. I've seen all kinds of shit and lived to tell about it. Yeah, so have I, Flash. So have I. Ticky Tick, though, yeah. Around the time of season 6 and 7, the Casa Grandes got canceled. That's why you didn't hear much about Ronnie Ann at the time.
probably consider it mediocre or forgettable at best. But by all means, don't be afraid to let me know what you had in mind in the comments. What, did you think I was going to review every single episode and put them in a ranking like everyone else?
I'm not a masochist.
But
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I was a little hesitant to do like a top 10 sort of video because, yeah, those are just too cliche. But at the same time, I didn't want to rank. It's 9 seasons right now. I did not want to go out of my way to rank every single episode because, yeah, I don't have that kind of time. I work 10 hours every weekday. I don't have that kind of time. I really don't. The thing about the fandom, the most common one is Lin and Link. Oh, gosh, man. Yeah, I've seen it all when it comes to those two. And I would go into more detail, but like I said, I don't want to get demonetized. Yeah, it's messed up, man. It really is. Like, if you're gonna be hardcore about shipping, at least ship the lead with someone that isn't related to him, man. It's the bare minimum, dude.
Buddy, it's 8 seasons. Not all of it has aired in my country.
Like, why does this fandom think that it's okay to cross that threshold compared to the other ones? You know what? I actually more or less got into it in my last video at the end, but anywho.
I value my time, and I'm not holding on to my pessimism.
Piqued your curiosity? Okay, the comic itself, there's nothing graphic or anything too vulgar about it. It's just the fan art that the author complements it with. Yeah, it is definitely not safe for work. I'll tell you that much.
For that long. So, let's take a gander, shall we?
This is the absolute worst of the Loud House.
I love that bat sound from Smash Bros. Chat, quick question. I put a little sound effect at the start of every entry on my list, on my rankings. If y'all know where the sound effect is from, okay, you know what? I'll give you a cookie. That's really all I can do right now. But yeah, every sound effect I have at the start of every entry is a reference to something associated with what I'm talking about. This, just to start, this is Shion screaming. Shion from Kingdom Hearts screaming. Shion is voiced by Allison Stoner. Allison Stoner also voices Sam in The Loud House, which honestly surprised me. Like, honestly, I'm a big fan of Allison Stoner, but I just really don't like this character, man. I just really don't like Sam. I really don't. She is the most tokenized, pointless character I have ever seen, and the reasons for her introduction are just so freaking shallow, man. But you know what? I've said enough in my videos. I don't gotta go into detail here.
Believe me when I say that this entry came really close to not making this list, and I really thought about it thoroughly. Someone's bound to...
Who is the worst family member in your opinion? For me, it's mostly Lola, because she, like, enslaves her family sometimes, or is very bratty. Yeah, she voices Isabella in Phineas and Ferb. That's why I love her work so much. Like, Isabella, she is probably the most goated love interest I've ever met in a kid's show. I don't mean to exaggerate. I thought it was Chowder screaming. It does sound like Chowder now that I think about it. But in terms of my least favorite Loud sister, I think, you know what, if you've watched my videos, you know that it's Lin. You know that it's Lin, and hopefully you understand exactly why. And ironically, John, Lola is probably my favorite Loud sister, but I think that's mostly owed to a lot of her early episodes. You know what, I can't describe, you know what, let me just give you a list of the episodes of Lola I actually like. Tattletale, the tattletaling one, I forgot what it was called. A Tattler's Tale? Community to Service? And Read Aloud. Read Aloud. Those 3 episodes are the reason why Lola is my favorite Loud sister. But yeah, they really haven't done much with her since, like, I want to say season 4? Yeah, don't quote me on it, though.
foolishly misinterpret some of what I'll say in this video as homophobia.
Yeah, people still are. Yeah, I get it. I get it if me being angry in my last video made you uncomfortable, but to misconstrue it as homophobia, it just really tells me you're not paying attention to the video. Like, people really need to get off their high horse and realize that I don't mean to toot my own horn again, but I really do try to be impartial and do the research and think about what I'm saying in my videos. Like, do you have any idea how much I spend writing these scripts? Like, weeks. Like, every chance I get during my free time at work, every week, pretty much every weekend when I'm not editing, I really do try to do the research, guys. Like, please, if you somehow have it in you to misconstrue it as homophobia just because of my tone and whatnot, then I think I can say with confidence that that's entirely on you. Like, yeah. Anywho.
But if there's one thing I strive to be in my videos when I have to be, it's impartial. So with that being said, I have a lot to say about L is for Love.
That was a really good edit, by the way. I'm really proud of that one. Because I knew I was going to catch some backlash. I still am. More or less.
Some kind of backlash to this choice really wouldn't surprise me, so if you're tempted to leave a dislike, at least hear me out. This episode is really not bad on paper, and there's a few reasons why it's at the bottom of the list at best. The premise is engaging, it has a great message, the pacing is decent, and we learn how the Loud parents met. Hell, if it weren't for its
By the way, that got retconned by the Loud House movie, so, yeah, this episode is even more pointless, more or less.
problems, this episode might have made the best episodes list, but let me summarize before I get into it. The Loud kids find a love letter addressed to one of them with the first name kept hidden through an initial. And since they all share the same initials, they gotta narrow down to who it's for, and they're each all hoping it's for them. But it turned out to be just a gesture of affection between their parents, which in turn encourages them to try the same thing with their crushes. It all seems pretty normal and healthy, but then every time we get to Luna during this process, things just got really dumb the more I thought about it.
I still stand by that, by the way.
Hear me out.
I know it's a little crude for me to be pointing guns back, but I feel like it was appropriate enough. Is it too much?
Every time she talks about this supposed guy named Sam, she's talking with all these insecurities or doubts that when you think about it, don't add up and more importantly, don't match her character at all. Just watch the first instance to start.
That's because I didn't give one. The more I thought about it, the more I realized Sam's way out of my league, dudes.
Yeah, that's the thing, Flash. You can't really say you dislike this character in particular because, well, as I've said time and time again, people just misconstrue it as homophobia. And that hasn't changed even with my most recent video. Like, I get it if you didn't like my tone, but don't lie to yourself, man.
Sorry, who's the band you're both in named after again?
Yeah, her band is literally named after her, but you're telling me you're too scared to ask out your bass player? You're saying she's out of your league? Like, in retrospect, like, I know the Moon Goats didn't get introduced until, like, 2 seasons later, but in retrospect, it just made even less sense as time went on. Know what I mean?
Bogus, dude.
She's the freaking bass player, honey. If anything, which it isn't the case either,
There's a lot more to it than that, and we'll get to it as we go through the video.
who are out of her league. Oh, Sam's a girl, by the way. We'll get to that. Hold on. You mean to tell me that out of all the Loud siblings you could have chosen to have romantic insecurities out of any kind, you went with the laid-back, kind-hearted, cheerful, encouraging, and aspiring rock star teeming with confidence?
No, that's some pure deep bullshit.
Yeah, especially, like, I get it. Even someone genuinely confident can bear romantic insecurities. I'm not denying that whatsoever. Just look at Lincoln. Like, man with the plan, like, more or less peak confidence. But in this particular instance, it feels way too forced, especially when you look at future episodes and whatnot. Like, Luna can have doubts about many things, but romantic insecurities is definitely not one of them. Especially because they established Sam to be a close friend of her, but apparently we didn't even know she existed until they decided, okay, Luna's going to be bisexual, and she's going to be paired with this girl that nobody's ever heard of until now. She's a close friend, she has no but she's a close friend, but apparently Luna doesn't trust herself in that context. Like, it was just very baffling to me, guys. I agree, Luna deserved better. The thing I hate about social media is that we're not allowed to have an opinion of our own. We have to agree with everyone or be labeled an outcast. That's a bit extreme, but I get what you're saying, Flash.
Why would they choose her when they already did this with a character?
You give love a bet. Yeah, I'm really proud of that one just because I'm not too crazy about Bon Jovi, but I really like a lot of their songs, and it just felt appropriate.
That's actually qualified. When it happened to Lucy, her reluctance made sense.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't regret being a goth, but she knows she has a history of coming off as frightening.
Yeah, her character can actually reflect genuine insecurities. With Luna, it just feels really forced. And apparently people still don't get that.
Even though she's unapologetically skilled at it, like in the Halloween special, she tends to scare people off, even when she's not trying.
Yeah, every time she shows up on screen, like, they try to make a point that she startles people because it's just that sudden. Like, so yeah, when she's crushing on a boy... Wait, is it actually going to show it? Okay, forget it. Okay, when she's crushing on a boy, it makes sense that she's too afraid of scaring him off. Or startling him, to say the least. With Luna, though, it doesn't add up.
Someone who's seemingly too different from that. To the point where even all of her sisters encourage it at first.
Yeah, apparently it was so problematic for her in this case that even all of her sisters, they're like, oh yeah, wow, Lucy, you look so different. Wow, you look so appealing. Yeah, really the wrong character for the job they wanted to do. And not to mention, the job is just really redundant. Because yeah, Back in Black did air before L is for Love, chronologically. Yeah, it's redundant and it makes no sense.
Here, it doesn't add up at all.
Oh my god, I will say one thing, guys. Hold on.
To the point where even all of her sisters encourage it at first. Here, it doesn't add up.
I will say this, as I was making this video, I did not realize that half of the episodes in my worst episodes ranking, were written by Kevin Sullivan. Literally half of them. L is for Love, Brawl in the Family, Force of Habits, and One of the Boys. All written by Kevin Sullivan. Like, I would say, I don't mean to be too disrespectful, but he is the worst writer the show has had. And nowadays he's the co-producer. What does that tell you?
At all. Every time the episode focuses on Luna, she's just bearing this phony sense of...
The fact about the Last House is they introduce new characters, but then out of nowhere stop using them. Yeah, we haven't seen Rocky. We haven't seen Rocky ever since. That's actually kind of sad. Like, I don't mean to get too caught up with shipping and whatnot, especially because Lucy's like 8 years old, at least at this point in time, but damn, they really do take their characters for granted.
Self-doubt that really seems more tacked on as time goes on. And I'm really trying to grasp what the writers were going for here because not one narrative choice here made any sense. It's like telling Mabel Pines to love herself after all her failed romances.
Yeah.
Like, have you met this girl? She's the embodiment of love yourself.
Yeah, if you watch Gravity Falls, you'll know exactly what I mean.
Or Celica, trusting a blatantly corrupt zealot from the religion that antagonizes her own.
Yeah.
Or Buzz Lightyear having no real sense of instinct.
Oh my god, I forgot about Toy Story 4. Yeah, what did they do to Buzz Lightyear, man?
You get the gist. It's out of character, the resolution is redundant, or in this case, it's both. There is no genuine purpose to these circumstances. Let's go point by point and start with point 1. Trying to trick the audience into thinking Sam's a guy. Kind of a dead giveaway when you're keeping her in the center.
Yeah, this is before it was revealed. This is like halfway into the episode and Sam is in the center of the shot. Like, dude, I'm telling you, they were not even being subtle about it. Like, when I watched this episode the first time, at first I was like, why is Luna being so insecure and whatnot? And then when I saw the shot, I was like, oh, it's because Sam's a girl. That's why, isn't it? Yeah. Like, they really were not being subtle about it.
The shot in the montage, and Luna's looking right at her. Only halfway through the episode, and you already wasted your red herring. Congratulations, you failed at basic storytelling.
Yeah. Wasting a red hair. Yeah, red herring is such a simple concept. You use a character or an element to distract from the reveal, and, well, they weren't even trying here.
And even worse.
Who do I think is the most forgotten Loud House character? I don't know. That's the thing about this franchise. It has a lot of them. It really has a lot of them.
The episode insists on itself that it's succeeding at it. Point 2. Luna's implausibly self-conscious behavior.
Yeah, I've talked enough about this.
As the episode goes on, it really contrasts significantly with the rest of the siblings' attitude. I gotta
Yeah, even in 2017.
assume that this
Hold
is
on.
supposed to be some sort of coming out of the closet character arc because otherwise it's even more awkwardly contrived. And, well, I hate to break it to you guys, but that doesn't add up either.
Yeah, even in 2017, maybe I'm speaking a little anecdotally, but yeah, coming out of the closet stories are nothing new, even back then. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm sorry if you don't like the reality of it, but it's really a cliche nowadays, especially in adult films.
If this really would have provoked any conflict within the Loud family, to say the least, why would they have any genuine association with the McBrides to begin with?
That is true. Like, what closet is there to come out of for Luna? Like, your parents are totally cool with gay couples, presumably your family as well. Your son is best friends with the son of a gay couple. Like, what closet is there to come out of? Like, bro.
Their son has been Lincoln's best friend for how many years? More notably, a whole episode long before this one revolves around the idea of all 11 of them wanting to spend time with them.
Okay, I could have worded that a little better. I'm not gonna lie.
And their parents were unsurprisingly fine with it. Judging by the way the siblings responded while Luna was behaving like this, it's implied that they knew who Sam is anyways.
Yeah, especially because they confirmed later, or at least in the comics, that, yeah, they were good friends before Luna started crushing on her, or at the very least at that point, I want to say? Nah. Like, nah, that just wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, they were good friends according to the comics before they started dating.
Nothing in her upbringing, environment, circumstances, or the canon remotely suggests that she had anything to organically feel secretive or insecure about. On the contrary, So why is the writing trying to enforce something that's unauthentic in every conceivable way?
Attention.
It says a lot when Family Guy stereotypes a stereotypical gay man as liking attention too much. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be homophobic in any capacity. I'm just making an observation from someone else's jokes.
This kind of plot element was already a cliche.
That is true. How many of these shows released in 2017 or beforehand? Big Mouth, yes. DuckTales, I think so, but don't quote me on it. And maybe it wasn't until 2019. Steven Universe, Star, definitely. Adventure Time, yes. Legend of Korra, yes. Like, yeah, it is very common to the point where this really shouldn't be a surprise in any way. Camp, yes. 12 Forever, never heard of it. Harley Quinn, yeah, Harley and Ivy. That's been a thing since like, when did the late 90s? Pretty sure Harley and Ivy at some point is canon in the comics, but don't quote me on it exactly. Yeah, it is way too common.
2017, and even more of a cliche is tomboys getting stereotyped on this subject.
Rocky and that goth girl, I kind of hated that they didn't get that much screen time and didn't get the proper use. And even future episodes, it could have been a good balance for them. Yeah, I guess so. But like I said, they're both like 8 years old. I'm not gonna hyperfixate on it too much, and I'd come off as really creepy if I did.
All things considered,
Honestly, the amount of times
even more of a cliche is tomboys getting stereotyped on this subject.
the amount of times I've heard people on the internet say, "Oh, Toph isn't straight. Oh, Toph doesn't like men." My brother in Christ, she's literally been married to men twice. She has 3 children. Like, bro, cut the bullshit.
All things considered, it's really obnoxious how the narrative pretends that this plot device is even remotely unpredictable, when in reality, it's way too predictable from every angle.
And by unexpected, I mean completely expected.
Yeah.
It's like the narrative is trying to justify the lousy subtlety and the inconsistency.
Like I said, is it weird that I'm laughing at my own edits a little too much? Or does that just tell me that I'm proud of my work?
with
I don't
these
know.
Cliches, and it all really drags down an otherwise engaging episode. All while its otherwise decent message is emphasized and revolves around a character completely unqualified for it.
Yeah, and that's the thing that really bothers me about all this. 1, the storyline is repetitive. 2, her insecurities make no sense. 3, actually that's just it. Just those 2 in general, more or less.
Surprisingly, though, that's not exactly
And then there's what I'm about to get into here.
the biggest issue with it. Honestly, this whole episode wouldn't bother me as much if Luna didn't already have an established and truly endearing personality. I pretty much already described who she is, and I really do dig it, but on top of all that, and out of all of Lincoln's sisters, she's always come off as the one who's most level-headed compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, at this point in time, that's definitely still true. Yeah, this is what? About halfway into season 2? Yeah, Yes Man, For Bros About to Rock, House Music, all of those episodes, they just really fleshed out Luna in so many great ways. To the point where seeing this is just, it really feels like a giant step backwards. Know what I mean?
At least when the plot doesn't demand otherwise. And arguably the most thoughtful and kind after Lenny. That's not even counting her development in episodes after this one. Which, now that I think about it, retroactively make this episode even worse.
It might sound like I'm being vague, but we'll get to it soon enough. You'll see.
Maybe if Sam was remotely implied to or actually deserved the credit for bringing any of that development out through her own character, which there really isn't much of, mind you.
Yeah. I said it once and I'll say it again. Sam has no personality to the point where it's kind of insulting.
This would be a completely different story.
One step at a time.
Just delete Sam and we fix all the problems that were made. Yeah, more or less. Sammy Omain, thank you so much for subscribing.
She sure as hell doesn't, but it's worth mentioning. In her best episodes, she's a...
Yeah, really loud music is still really great. Not because Sam is completely absent, even though she had every reason to be there, at the very least in the audience. But at the same time, but even when you put all that aside, really loud music is one of the best episodes the show has ever had. It's part of the reason I got into the show to begin with.
Great exemplification of the risks, consequences.
Please watch The Owl House. I've more or less already have, Julian. And I'm
One step at a time.
I'm kind of indifferent towards it, more or less. Okay, why can't I see Hector? I don't know who just subscribed, but thank you. Also, will you ever do a review of all the terrible IRL Loud House content? I mean, what can I say about the really Loud House that hasn't already been said? 1, even though it ended, what, last November? I still don't have all the episodes on Mexican Paramount Plus, so I can't provide all the footage I need. And secondly, yeah, I don't think there's a single episode where I'm like, oh wow, this episode's actually really good. Like, no, all 2 seasons of them are just straight up really bad. Like, I don't know. It looks like the cast really got along behind the scenes, and it feels like they formed their own little family if you've seen all the clips of the BTS clips. But at the same time, the show is so bad. There's a couple subplots that I really liked, like, say, Lisa giving herself a makeover to win a beauty pageant just to prove how bullshit they are. Or that's really the only one. There's a couple more, but I guess I need to rewatch the show if I'm ever going to do that. Just delete Sam when we fix all the problems. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the age gap is very questionable.
And sacrifices.
But you know what? Nah. Okay, you know what? Let me rephrase that. Now, I don't know how you guys got me into the idea, but no, Sam and Lincoln is not happening. maybe in fan fiction and whatnot, but no, in terms of canon, no, it's never happening, man. Get real.
Pursuing an artistic career, something that as a former film student, I can resonate with to a certain degree. She passed up a gig on national TV because they wanted to completely dismantle her style and by extension, who she is.
Well, okay, I could have worded that a little better. I meant to say she sabotaged her own gig. She forfeited, you know what? A better way to put it is that she forfeited a music competition. That's the best way to go at it. Like, I don't know.
TV.
I don't know why I worded it this way, but it's just really off.
Because they wanted to completely dismantle her style and by extension, who she is. Huh. Imagine that.
Yeah. Alice for Love really dismantled her style and who she is.
She took different jobs, fearing that she might not do well enough doing what she wants.
Another good episode.
Oof, been there, girl. And she's felt
Maybe it's because I relate to it too much, but yeah, that's a really good episode.
the need to make compromises for the sake of her career. Like leaving her band to go on tour as an understudy, or trying to avoid performing with her dad publicly for the sake of her image. Not that she was particularly ashamed of him or values the latter too much, but rather because in any real big-name artistic industry, if you're seen with the wrong crowd, so to speak, it might just screw over your real chances for work in it.
Yeah. Like in any artistic career, like if you're seen with the wrong crowd, like all those promoters, all those publishers, all those executives, if they see you on camera doing anything stupid, yeah, they suddenly decide they're not going to cast you, they're not going to hire you. Yeah. That's a real thing in Hollywood and any other artistic industry. Like that's not an exaggeration. So yeah. This episode makes so much sense. I actually really like it.
Yo, am I watching the right Nick?
Okay, ticky tick. That might be a bit of an overstatement. I mean, I've made it very clear that I dislike this episode and the character, but
Show? This is almost Avatar levels of character depth. Almost.
yeah, Luna was surprisingly complex. But of course they had to botch it.
I really do vibe with Luna's character significantly, and I think she's incredibly respectable in that regard nonetheless. She has more than enough issues to be genuinely doubtful about that.
Yeah. Insecurities that actually make sense. That's all I'm gonna say.
Actually match her character. Oh, by the way, quoting my favorite Aerosmith song is not gonna sell me on this facade.
Sing with me, sing for the year. Okay, I'll stop.
Dream on, loons.
That
Was she quoting a song there, or is it just a coincidence? Because I know "Dream On" is kind of a saying, but at the same time, like I don't know, it can't just be a coincidence, right? Like Luna's known for quoting iconic rock songs, at least in the early seasons, but for some reason they stopped later. Anyways,
sounds like a reach with how common the saying is, but no. Apparently Luna quoting iconic songs and
enough with the hate against Sam. Where are you from? My guy, look, as much as I have little to no respect for the character, I can't let it define my entire personality. You know the saying, like, I don't know, there's a certain saying about letting the hatred go to your head. Like, yeah, I don't like Sam, and I probably never will. She's had 6 seasons to get me to like her, and she hasn't. But at the same time, I can't just be talking about it all the time, even if it makes sense in this particular instance. Glitch Texas, my favorite Nick tune because I like cool shit. I don't know why you're telling me it, Dave, but good for you, man. Oddball, hello. Welcome to the stream. Just reacting to my old videos, just for the sake of perspective. So, welcome to the stream.
her dialogue was a running gag.
I actually really like. I like a lot of AC/DC songs. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, this girl is so based.
Carry on, my wayward son.
Carry on, my wayward sons. I love this girl, man.
Dude, I'm hungry like the wolf.
And I'm hungry like the wolf. Okay, I'll stop. Y'all do not need to hear my singing voice. It is not the best.
More reason I really dig this character, man.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people really like glitch text, but somehow it's not enough for it to get canceled. I guess it more or less built a cult following throughout the years.
Honestly, the fact that she uses Dream On here specifically makes this character derailment feel personal. It's just really disheartening to see Luna behave in a way that doesn't match her at all, especially since it's implied that they started dating basically right after the letter. Yeah, as if Luna's sense of insecurity wasn't disingenuous enough, it was all for nothing.
Yeah. Like, honestly, if it doesn't make sense that she was the sister with the insecurities in L is for Love. If it was Luann or Lucy, it would still be redundant, but it would make more sense. Like with Luann, I get it. We know how Benny is. You know how sensitive he is. Like, and we know how much of a tendency Luann has to continue pranking. So for all we know, yeah, Luann might be too worried that she might hurt Benny or scare him off in a way just because of her tendencies. So yeah, if Luann or Lucy was the sister with the insecurities in L is for Love, I probably wouldn't have any problem with the episode. But no, they just had to. Okay, I don't mean to be too condescending or passive aggressive, but it really feels like they're just doing it for the attention of a gay couple. Like if they had treated it nonchalantly, then yeah, I wouldn't have any problems with this episode. If they had treated Luna's crush nonchalantly, if she was actually in character, essentially, then it wouldn't bother me. Have I ever done a Nuzlocke? I did a Nuzlocke of Emerald a couple years back. Randomized, mind you. But I don't really Nuzlocke too much.
Not that I was condoning it in the first place, but what's the point of butchering your character if it amounted to nothing different anyways?
Okay, I really love when I do that edit, where I just switch to a volcanic background when I'm angry. I don't know, I just really like it.
Attention.
At least some good romance resulted from this episode.
Yeah. Luann and Benny is still great.
No, really.
They haven't had an episode in like, what, 2 whole seasons? But the ones that they have, they're still really solid.
Luann and Benny's coupling actually...
And this is the part in the video where people were like, oh, you're talking about this for too long. And yeah, I agree. What are the odds that if I'd put some sort of disclaimer before this part of the video where I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about this episode for a very long time. It's going to be a while before we get to number 7. Like, what are the odds that people would just hear it out instead of just clicking away? Like, what are the odds that if this whole segment about Luna and Sam was its own video, what are the odds that people would actually hear me out instead of just bombarding me with dislikes? Because let's be real. Like, I don't know. Like, I've seen so many people say, oh, Sam is my favorite character. Oh, Sam, or, oh, so Luna is so great. Oh, my, or something along those lines. Like, I don't know. Like, I want people to actually hear me out. And this is the best way to go at it, to say the least.
It has believable pacing with true to life.
Otherwise, I would have jumped straight to number 7, right about here. I would have jumped straight to number 7 on the list instead of going all out about Sam and Luna.
Ups and downs.
Who is the character you relate the most to? In this franchise? I don't know. Luna is up there, like I said, but they completely botched her in some capacity. I guess it's between her, Lincoln, and yeah, really just those two in particular.
And it's not like Benny's a bland popular knockoff or anything generic by any means. Which is something I can't really say for Sam, but we'll get to that later. Just from his tone and mannerisms alone, you can tell he's relatively mindful and reserved, but still passionate about theater and also ventriloquism, as we come to learn later.
Yeah. The funny thing is, this setup was also written by Kevin Sullivan, and, well, I'm just making an observation here, but it's really weird that he wrote Luann and Benny so well initially, but Sam and Luna still sucks. Like, it's like, how? Why? How do you manage to screw it up? But then again, you really come to realize that these showrunners really don't have their priorities in the right place.
The whole episode where they got together is great in of itself, and later episodes do flesh them both out in fun and...
Are icy sea basses real animals? Sea basses, yes. The icy ones, more or less. Thoughts on Mewtwo? Why are you asking me about Mewtwo, man? That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. He's cool, I guess.
compelling ways.
There was one part you talked about where it was like a lot of fanfics about Luann and the goth girl together. Not fanfics, just a lot of fan art. I wonder how there's not really much about Benny in fanfics. Yeah, for some reason, like, in the depths of the Loud House fandom, for lack of a better term, apparently some people really don't like Benny. And I'm having a really hard time understanding why. But then again, this is the same fandom with all those incestuous pairings. And just from saying that alone, I feel like I might get demonetized. But they really bear no credibility. But none of it makes any sense. But
That's just
anywho.
something I can't say for Sam in particular. Honest to God, 6 seasons later, and this girl has the least amount of personality out of any character in this entire series. And in a cast this big, that's really saying something.
Yeah, there are so many characters, and you mean to tell me this is the only one that just feels that generic? Like here. Lenny, dumbass, fashionista. Clyde, kind-hearted, but still easily prone to being nervous. Lisa, smart. Liam, impulsive. Zach, paranoid about aliens. Rusty, cocky Casanova. Stella, gentle, creative, studious. Mr. Grouse, grumpy, but he has his reasons for it. Lynn, hot-headed, energetic, aggressive. I got at least one genuine adjective for every character in this shot, even the McBrides. But with Sam, all I can think is, what, kind? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like that's really all I can think of. And honestly, that's just so generic, man. And even nowadays, nothing has changed.
Hell, remember the red herring? That guy showed more personality in 11 minutes than she has in the span of 6 seasons.
Yeah, I still remember Sully from that one episode. He's a goofball. He plays the freaking kazoo. Like, how many people do you know that do that? Like, I don't know. Like, he actually thought a bonnet was a cool-looking hat. Like, I don't know. He's naive. He's a goofball. Like, I don't know. I just found him to be really charming.
That's not a personality. You just drew random talents out of a hat and called it a day. All we basically know about her that's worth mentioning is that she likes...
Yeah, the Loud Pets we really don't see very often. Like, I think the last time they got a not saying those episodes were bad, but the last time we got a focused episode was, I think, season 3. I actually really liked them. They weren't that memorable, but yeah, most of the time we don't see the Loud Pets. Like the dog, what's his name? Charles, Cliff the cat, Walt is the bird, and Geo's the hamster, right? Yeah, when's the last time we saw any of them?
Rock and roll, which doesn't mean much when it's a given.
Yeah, we already knew she and Luna like rock and roll, so... Like, yeah, how does that flesh her out how does that flesh her out in a way that we aren't already aware of? Not that it fleshed her much out at all anyways, but still.
And that she's good at dealing with animals.
And that she can identify ingredients and juices? Like, something like that? Like, I don't know. It doesn't really build... None of this episode, Racing Hearts, built her character in any way. So, like, what were we even doing here, man?
We don't really know how or why, like with Lana or Liam. She just somehow is.
Yeah. Lana... She owns like 10 different pets. Like she's not afraid to get dirty. She owns 10 different pets. It makes sense that she's good at dealing with animals. And Liam literally raised on a farm. And he always does handiwork in it, as we come to learn later. So yeah, it makes sense for them to be good at dealing with animals. But Sam? Like, what is she supposed to be? Snow White?
Great.
Yeah, in season 9, apparently, Lana's pets. We've seen Lana's pets, but we've seen Lana's other pets, the snake, the frog, whatever, but we haven't seen the dog, the cat, the bird, or the hamster, even though they got dedicated episodes way back when.
This character wasn't uncompelling enough, so let's add Mary Sue elements to the mix. Girl, you're not Snow White. If it weren't for her little brother, you could practically switch her in with Lana in this one episode, and it wouldn't make a difference in the outcome.
Yeah. All the stakes in this episode are not even owed to Sam. They're owed to her little brother. Like, it's crazy how you can just switch her in with Lana in this one episode and nothing would change. And actually, the episode would be even shorter. Like, that's how pointless the whole character is most of the time. Maybe all the time. I don't know. I can't say for sure yet.
No, really. Nothing implies that the cat lullaby had to be a duet, and more importantly, it was Luna's idea anyways.
It was your idea to sing them a super sweet lullaby.
Yeah, it was Luna's idea. She did not need you whatsoever, so why are you even here? Oh my god.
Maybe she finally could have had some development when she disguised herself as a bad influence friend to help Luna get back at her siblings for reading her diary, but she really didn't contribute to the idea in any meaningful way. Was the disguise or any of the vandalism written in the diary Sam's idea?
I don't know.
She basically
I love that. I love that little bit of Oogway saying, I don't know. Because we really don't know.
just goes, "Oh, it was me, by the way." And that's her only line and her only actual appearance in the whole episode. Yeah, the writing in the diary was all a ruse, so nothing she did as Roxy ever really happened. Unsurprisingly, Luna's character shines through, showing that while she's rowdy and ambitious, she's not a heartless troublemaker as some would expect, while Sam showed essentially nothing. Again, the character that's been hardly more than a baseless plot device after 2 seasons at this point is still just a baseless plot device. This disguise really could have easily been one of Luna's other bandmates or even one of her sisters, and nothing would change.
Yeah. It could, yeah, I talk about this in the video, but yeah, if this was Lori, this actually would have been, that would have been a very surprising reveal. That would have been a very surprising reveal. Like if she had just if she had taken off the wig and said, surprise guys, it's me. Now you guys know what it's like to invade privacy. Like, I don't know, something along those lines, it really would have made this such a good episode. It more or less kind of is. It's just that Sam is completely pointless again. And that's the only reason that's the only thing that stops the show from being at least, I want to say, a solid 8 out of 10.
Heck, there's a whole episode that more or less emphasizes that. And
Oddball, we have not seen Sam's little brother since season 4, and we're in season 9. I don't think that's ever happening.
that's built upon even further later. Screw that, though. The girlfriends need the PR, am I right?
Yeah, again, it just feels like they're doing it for the attention. And, well, I said enough about how bad that is, but anywho. No Such Luck really annoyed me because of how they treated Lincoln and nerfed him, even though he's not the main character anymore. He's just a side. Yeah. Come to think of it, how many episodes have we had recently where Lincoln was actually the focus of the plot? In total. Like in the early seasons, yeah, Lincoln more or less spearheaded most of the episodes. But nowadays, it feels like every episode just switches between all the Loud sisters. Like, how many episodes have we had where Lincoln is completely absent? Season 9, I thought it ended in season 5. Oh my god. Yeah. I actually talked about this in my latest video. Misinformation on the show is so rampant. I got people thinking the show ended a long time ago. It hasn't. It's still going. Season 9 episodes just premiered in Mexico like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah, Ticky Tick, you're not really missing out on much, to say the least.
How is Allison Stoner's character coming off as more of a puppet replica than when she actually played a puppet replica?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really proud of that line. I still am. Like, I don't know. Allison Stoner, man. I'm a big fan of Shion. I'm a big fan of Shion from Kingdom Hearts. I'm a big fan of Isabella Garcia Shapiro, Isabella from Phineas and Ferb. But I just can't get behind this character no matter how hard they try. And that's the thing. They're not trying at all. So imagine how conflicted I feel. That she's voiced by an actress that I genuinely respect so much. A character I despise so much is voiced by an actress that I genuinely respect so much.
How is it that 6 seasons later, not one moment of this girl reflects any real individuality or genuine importance to Luna? And when it's tried, it's arbitrary, forced as hell, or both?
Look, guys, they're holding hands at a movie theater. They're totally into each other, right? Right? Yeah, that only lasts like 5 seconds, and I'm not really sold. And after everything I've said, do you really think I'm sold on it? Like, I don't know, man. This just... Let me put it this way. If Luna was a real person, I don't think she would be attracted to Sam in any capacity. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, this romance just doesn't feel realistic in any capacity. Like, I know realism is a lot to expect out of a kid's cartoon, but you know what I mean, right?
Who else can tell Lori that she's the best thing that ever happened to him after a series of failed romantic gestures and actually mean it? Who else can help Luann realize that her playful tendencies are too much for their workplace and fire her with a sense of mercy?
Yeah. Like, you actually feel emotions when you're actually dealing with these couples, unlike Luna and Sam. It's that simple.
Who else can play a boombox outside?
Even Gavin. He's only had like what? He's only had 2 appearances, and one of those episodes really sucked. But even then, I'm still sold more on Gavin and Lenny than I ever did with Luna and Sam.
Outside of Lenny's window because he knows she loves the idea of hearing the music in question constantly. For how little screen time Gavin has had, even he's got this down. What has Sam been to or done for Luna that...
I would have never guessed that I would say something like that, but they could actually try to make it more like the comic between... Oh, my God. I feel like... Okay, chat. I feel like most of you should give up on the notion of that comic ever being anything resembling canon. It's just way too inappropriate.
No one else can. Her partner in the scavenger hunt could have just as easily been the sister she shares a room with. Someone Luna kisses on the cheek out of gratitude. I can think of at least 12 alternatives.
Yeah. All the other couples, all the other canon couples, they've kissed on the lips every now and again. But the fact that Luna and Sam never have, it just tells me they really don't have the right amount of... Okay, please excuse my vulgarity, but it just shows that they really haven't had the balls that they should when it comes to this relationship. Everything about it just feels so half-assed, botched, however you want to word it. Like, yeah, Luna kissing someone on the cheek because as a thank you. She could do this with any one of her siblings or her parents.
Her band...
How does time work in the show? Yeah, I don't know, man. The timeline is really inconsistent. I will tell you that much. That's the one thing that really does bother me about the show. Like, if you're gonna be slice of life, real, which is by definition remotely realistic, then yeah, at least try to be consistent in the timeline. Gavin made 4 appearances in the Loud House, like Food Courting, Force of Habits. Which one was Bye Bye Birthday? Right, Lucy's birthday. I mean, he was just playing, what, Dance Dance Revolution with Lenny? It's not really... And Let's Break a Deal. I'm pretty sure in those episodes, he didn't even have a speaking line, so I really don't count those. But yeah, my point still stands. My point still... Even with 4 appearances, Gavin is still a more compelling love interest than Sam ever was, and that really says a lot.
And bass player? You mean the one that replaced her? Technically twice? The one that can calm down a pair of cats she's babysitting. Again, Lana says hi. The one that gets upset that her partner is absent for most of a dance?
Honestly, this is that episode where really my problem is not with Sam, it's just the whole plot in general.
Yeah, no kidding, Sherlock. Anyone would hate that.
Yeah, In the Nick of Time is, I wouldn't say one of my least favorite episodes, but yeah, I don't like it.
Sam has never held a position with Luna where it can only be her. And if that's the case... How is she any different than the most basic of friends to her when you can hardly even call her that as well?
Yeah. We supposedly Luna's good friend, who Luna gradually built a crush on, but we didn't even know she existed until that time came. Like, seriously? This is how we're gonna do it? Like with Lori and Bobby, it's been established since the very first episode. I get it. I get how their dynamic works. The focus is not really building a relationship from scratch. It was already there. Luann and Benny, we actually see them get together, and they were friends before they got together, but at the same time, they never pretended to be that they were any closer than what they were. Here, they were supposedly good friends beforehand, but even today, nothing in canon really supports that. But they went with it anyways. If you had a gun with 2 bullets and you're in a room with Sam, Hitler... Bro, what kind of question is that? Or the person that would what? You know what, Adaif? I don't think I'm answering that question, my guy.
But I'm supposed to believe that they're meant to be together, basically for good?
Bullshit.
In case it wasn't obvious, this is not from the Jetsons, but that was a really good cut on my end.
And this is the most popular canon couple this show has? Wow, I wonder why.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm sorry if it makes me seem very cynical, but it feels like the only reason people like this couple is because it's a gay couple. That's it. I can't sugarcoat it.
I'm not gonna pretend that every character in this cartoon is particularly complex.
Is that from Family Guy? Yes, it's from Family Guy. When they did that one cutaway with the Jetsons.
But most of the ones that are kept relevant do give us a good enough grasp on who they are soon enough. Sam fails at that, even though she's had more than enough episodes.
Yeah, this frame is not... I'm pretty sure this frame doesn't cover all of her appearances. I think there's a little more to it than that, and she's still got nothing, man. She's still got nothing.
Comic segments, yeah, those really didn't build much character either.
Yeah, in a lot of these segments, she just feels really replaceable. Like, there was one comic segment where I think Luna is trying to write a song for like Pop-Up or something, and then Sam helps her, but honestly, it feels like you could write Sam out of the segment and nothing would change.
3 blatant comparisons that actually succeed in a similar position. and a lot of shallow positive reception up her sleeve, for reasons you probably already guessed.
Yeah.
It's not like you needed a lot of screen time to pull this off either. Just look at Benny.
I don't know what that noise in the background is as I was recording this line. I'm guessing it was my chair creaking? I don't know. Was I doing laundry? Like, I don't know. It still bothers me that I don't know what that background noise was as I was recording that line. It's really annoying, but hey, that's just a personal nitpick. Hey, no, Oddball, I did not mean... I meant no disrespect to the McBrides. No, that's not what I meant at all. No. Like, no, the McBrides are actually like... Would I say they're likable? I don't know. What's the general consensus of the McBrides? But personally, they're fine. They're genuinely fine. Like, the reasons I like them is because, yeah, because being a gay couple didn't define their character in any capacity. They're a little fruity, but at the same time, they really sold me on the fact that they're genuine and loving parents. A little overprotective, but they're genuine and loving. Like, it's really so easy to treat your representation passively to the point where it's actually compelling, but they just don't do that with Luna and Sam. And that just tells me that they're just doing it for the attention, not because they actually had interesting characters to write or present new ideas, more or less. Sam just made a cameo in the Loud House Season 9, Mary Dismiss. She and Luna were ice skating. Yeah, I saw a frame of that on Instagram. Apparently they were holding hands and blushing, but no, even without the context of that episode, I'm still not sold on it. I get the feeling they're going to botch it again, but we'll see. We'll see. Whenever this episode airs in North America, which probably won't be until, what, December?
Through his body language, his voice work, circumstances, and the tone of the character, he shows that he's kind, slightly timid, and genuinely playful. No pun intended. But he can still be...
Okay, I feel like I wasn't clear enough on the no pun intended here. The reason I said no pun intended at the word playful is because he's in a play. That's it. I just wanted to clarify that. That's been bothering me for a while because I feel like people wouldn't get it otherwise. When would you say Classic Loud House ended? I'd say around halfway into season 4. I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint. Like some would say, yeah, season 5 after the time skip, but I don't know. I feel like I really like some episodes in season 5. Lori Days, the one where Lenny is in charge for the first time, the one where she gets her driver's license. Like, people don't give enough credit to the later seasons. They have a few hidden gems here and there, but yeah, mostly after season 5, it's not that most of the episodes are bad. It's just most of them are just uninteresting, to say the least.
mindful and passionate, like I said. However, he can be reserved and respectful, almost to a fault. When he and Luann are cast as Romeo and Juliet, she gets too nervous about the big kiss because she's never kissed anyone and she doesn't want to do it disingenuously anyways.
Why don't we give Sam her own spin-off series? That would 100% be a fan favorite. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong, but how much you want to bet, even after a whole season, they're still not going to flesh her out. The Boss maybe and Driver's Dread. Yeah, exactly. Those episodes. I just don't remember what they were called. Thank you, Chloe. Chloe Tastic? Mr. Chloe? I'm going to call you Mr. Chloe. Is that cool with you? Anyways, yeah. And the fact that, you know what? Let me finish what's being shown here.
While he ends up quitting the play because he thinks she doesn't want to kiss him at all, when she keeps trying to avoid it in the rehearsals for the aforementioned reasons. We, as the audience, understand how they're feeling and why they're feeling the way they do. There's actual development for both of them through a romance through a dedicated episode before they even started dating, and in just one.
Wow.
Boy, you know...
That cut from Spy X Family. It's really quick, and I wish I had gotten clearer footage, but that was a really good one on my end. Seriously, though. The fact of the matter is, Benny only... Keep in mind, Benny was also one of the crushes in Alice for Love. And in just 11 minutes, yeah, I have a good grasp on his character. Meanwhile, with Sam, I'm still waiting. I'm really still waiting.
You got it good when even someone as analytical as Cartoonchi was rooting for you.
Okay, to be fair, though, I think Cartoonchi was around 14 years old when he made this video at the time. But still, credit where credit, he was onto something. I'll say that much. He was onto something. I know he was like 14 at the time he published this video, but still.
Outside of when Sam's playing guitar, and that's putting it generously, she's basically just a rehash of Luna without any of the depth, charm, relatability, charisma.
Is Modern Loud House worse than Modern SpongeBob or no? I don't know. Nowadays, I haven't seen enough Modern SpongeBob to actually dislike it. so I can't really have an opinion on it. But from what people have told me, they're pretty neck and neck. They're pretty neck and neck.
Charisma or energy? Kind of like the live action Luna, the more I think about it. Wow.
Yeah, live action Luna was so... Would I say bland and forgettable? A far cry from the original? Yeah, I'd say all that.
She's really not beating those replica allegations.
That was a really good line, by the way. The fact that I compared her to a literal replica, and she's and Luna, and the fact that a character is replicating her behavior exactly. I don't know. That just felt like a funny joke.
And you might be wondering, what happened between Sam and Luna after the letter and before the first date?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
We don't know. We straight up don't know what happened between the letter and the date. Like, hey, you want to go to the scavenger hunt with me? Hey, you want to, like, something, man. Don't just make us assume the best. Like, that is such lazy writing.
Nobody really knows. We're just expected to assume the best. And I would take that mystery in stride since they were implied to be close friends, unlike Luann and Benny.
Yeah, like I said, not just implied, straight up confirmed.
But the plot of their first date...
Probably her best friend, but again, they never really made that clear. That's what bothers me so much.
...is that they don't know anything about each other? What?
That's a really good edit on my end. I'm really proud of that one. Anyways, what was I saying? Right. The plot, supposedly her best friend, or at the very least good enough, but somehow she's insecure about asking her out, or at the very least humoring the idea, and somehow they don't know anything about each other by the first date. They try to phrase it as they have nothing in common, but we all know what that means. They don't know anything about each other. How did Luna not know that her family was into sailing? How did Luna not know that she's good at dealing with animals until now? Like, how do they keep flip-flopping between being complete strangers and the closest of friends? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And that's what's really so frustrating about all this.
But the plot of their first date is that they... Let me get this straight.
I picked really good... Okay, I will say this. I picked really good background music for this moment. Like the Garatina theme from Legends Arceus for the background here. Like, I don't know. It just felt way too appropriate. Like the slow crescendo into the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, I don't know. The timing is just way too good.
Luna Loud, the extroverted, confident, aspiring rock star that encouraged her brother to kiss a girl twice, the second of which...
All right, Tiki Tik, thank you for sticking around the stream. I might be back, I want to say next Saturday afternoon or next Sunday. We'll see. Like, I don't know. It really depends on the reception to these reactions and whatnot. Or if my recent video is still growing. Because then I can trust that people will actually come to the stream rather than just me talking to a wall. But take care, man.
She took the initiative single-handedly. The sister that jumps into crowds, banking on them catching her, thinks her close friend is out of her league and is insecure about merely asking her out, let alone doesn't believe at all that it could be the other way around.
Like I said, I get that someone confident might bear insecurities about romance, but here, in this particular instance, no, it just doesn't add up. I don't care what the comments tell me. Like, people want to say, oh, it makes Luna more complex, but no, it's just lazy writing, because otherwise, at least one of the other sisters would be bearing the same insecurities, not just her. Realistically and organically, she wouldn't be the only one bearing insecurities in Alice for Love. But no, they just had to emphasize the fact that she's being insecure for some unexplained reason, and the reason was that Sam is a girl. And like I said, I've griped enough about that.
Secondly, the girl that is so thoughtful she strives to make first concerts unforgettable for all of her family members makes up for how overbearing she was in the process almost immediately after realizing that.
Yeah. Loud House is 9 seasons in. It started in, what, mid-2016, I want to say?
Organized a private concert with her brother's favorite band to compensate for costing him his ticket.
Honestly, I did not give the show enough credit in my best episodes ranking. I really like Yes Man. Like, I don't know. It's a little unrealistic that Luna actually got smooshed to perform for Lincoln, but at the same time, it's just way too sweet to the point. It's just way too sweet to the point where I can let it slide.
And is trusted to buy him exactly what he wants for Christmas without complications, unlike the rest of his sisters might.
Okay, to be fair, this episode did air after Alice for Love and Racing Hearts, but at the same time, it's Christmas. There's a reason Lincoln was able to form the patterns of which sister is the best gift giver. And there's a reason Luna's at the top of the list. So, I think my logic still applies.
You're telling me that gal, didn't know anything or put any real thought into her closest friend before she became more than that?
Seriously, how does a character this considerate manage to not know anything about her best friend before going on a date with her? Like, it just... You know what? I'll just let the video speak for answer my question.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Wait, did I skip ahead on accident? I did. My bad. And in 2026, the show will be 10 years old. Yeah, next year, this show is turning a decade old. Maybe I can make a video commemorating the occasion, but what can I really say? One, this show really hasn't aged the best. And two, what can I say that I haven't already said in my best episodes ranking? But yeah, the Loud House has been going on since 2016. It's lazy writing, and it's just giving people their attention that they are a couple, but in reality, they became nothing else than friendship. Yeah, if it was a like, people keep telling me, oh, how would you rewrite Sam? Oh, how would you do this? I would just keep Luna single. It might seem like I'm copping out, but no, not every character, especially even the older one, even the older sisters, needs to be in a relationship. I just encourage it when it actually feels warranted. Lincoln and Stella, and Luann and Benny, Lori and Bobby, they all feel organic. I mean, Lincoln and Stella is not canon, but I've talked enough about why I really like this pairing. Anyways.
This isn't a character. This is another stereotypical, self-flattering fanfiction OC. As if this fandom didn't have enough of those.
Yeah, this fandom has a lot of OCs. Some of which I can't talk about without getting demonetized.
Except this one snuck its way into the official series. Who is this girl? Oh, she's Luna's closest friend. Even though Luna really knows nothing about her. What's that? She's so lacking in personality that there's nothing to learn anyways?
Okay, that has nothing to do with the point, but I just thought it was really funny.
Oh yeah, like that's any better.
Oh, also, Luna's gay now and is totally attracted to her. Oh, by the way, Luna thinks this girl is too cool for her, even though it's legitimately the other way around. You see how ridiculous it all sounds? But sure, Nick, go ahead and insult your audience's intelligence by insisting on all of this, while consequently derailing an otherwise beloved character over and over again for its sake. Whatever it takes for your brownie points, am I right?
Yeah. It feels like they were just doing it for the brownie points. What? Did the animation get better or no? I don't know. I'm not too much of an expert on details in animation. I mean, the backgrounds are still fine. The animation, it really hasn't changed much. It feels like it's gotten a little more stiff. It feels a lot more memorable in the early seasons. But that's really all I can say with an informed opinion.
Either these writers did not think this through, this pairing is so trash, it's a complete disservice to Luna's character, or both.
Both is good.
Yeah, seasons 1 through 4 was definitely the best of the Loud House by default. There's a reason the best episodes I've ranked. There's a reason most of them are from before season 5.
Even more plausibly,
and that says a lot because okay, let's get into it right now. Yeah, it says a lot when the sex offense. Never mind. You know what? Y'all already know how I feel about Chris Savino. Yep, he got what he deserved. Good riddance. Don't ever let him come back into this show, but he had the right idea about the show, more or less.
Please don't make me say it. You already implied it. Do I have to say it? You know it's true. Okay.
That was just a visualization of my internal conflict, because what I'm about to say, I feel like it really offended a lot of people for whatever reason.
Here goes. The showrunners were too caught up in the fact that one of their leads would be in a same-sex couple to give a real damn about the relationship in question.
Why you booing me? I'm right.
That's a really good edit.
6 seasons, several...
Okay, I'm not gonna lie though, this music is a little too melodramatic for what I'm trying to sell here, but I guess I just more or less wanted people to take the idea seriously.
Comic iterations, so much time, comparisons, and opportunity later, and sadly, I'm convinced that really is the case.
Like, bro, like, yeah. This girl, I lost count of how many appearances this girl has had, and she still has no personality. Like, what are we doing, man?
There is so much emptiness, it makes me think there were ulterior motives with this pairing, because it's not the first time I've seen this sort of pattern in professional screenwriting.
I will say this, though, guys. I don't think we're going to be able to get through the whole video before the end of the stream. I'm going to end at around 6 o'clock, which is in about 11 minutes, because, yeah, I have work tomorrow, and I got to head to bed soon enough.
Just ask Rosa Diaz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She suspects her boyfriend of cheating.
Yeah, this... Okay, do I have any Brooklyn Nine-Nine fans in chat? Yeah, brace yourselves.
Gets mad when she thinks she's confirmed it. but she turns out to be painfully mistaken, which for a professional detective is especially absurd, even for a comedy. He was just going the extra mile and learning Spanish for her sake, and the
Yeah, technically she's bisexual, but let's be real. Do her fans really even care? Do her fans really even care that she's been remotely attracted to men in the past? Yeah, really? Well, 5 times in the show, a lot of times in the comics, especially in the latest iteration, which still didn't flesh her out, by the way. No, I don't know. It's not just the main series canon where she makes appearances.
in question was just a teacher. What did this misunderstanding amount to? Oh, she dumps him in the same episode anyways and comes out as bisexual later.
Yeah. Everybody, from what I know, everybody loved Rosa and Pimento together because they were just so ridiculously funny together and genuinely compelling. Like Rosa's a hard ass, and Pimento, he's a little unstable. Like they just matched so perfectly together. But suddenly in season 4, Rosa's actress came out as bisexual, so they suddenly decided, oh, we're gonna make Rosa Diaz bisexual too, just to make presumably just to make her more comfortable or whatever. But why? Rosa Diaz, Stephanie Beatriz, like, can't you just make the distinction between the characters? Like, why did you have to break up such a genuinely loving couple, to say the least? I'd say Study Muffin is fine. I don't hate it. I can see why people have problems with it, but I don't hate it.
You serious?
I really don't mean to undermine the concept, but when it happens this late into a show's runtime, and someone's already shown interest in the opposite sex?
Yeah. Luna was clearly attracted to men from the... You can just tell that they did not intend for Luna to be gay until it was until they made Ellis for Love. Because, well, she was attracted to boys just like the rest of the sisters. She's attracted to boys. But conveniently, there's a scapegoat for that. You could just say she's bisexual.
This is a blatant conflict of interest on the showrunner.
Like, I don't know. I don't mean to be too cynical, but that's just a very convenient scapegoat.
It's like they're thinking, yeah, we want to make him gay now. There's already evidence to the contrary. It consequently undermines any character progression, at least in these instances. But screw it. The publicity's a goldmine.
Yeah, the amount of headlines I've seen about gay couples in like animation and fiction, like Tracer was revealed to be lesbian in Overwatch, losing Amity. I don't gotta say. I mean, is there anything I need to say about them? And I remember, y'all know that one YouTuber, Veilskibum, pretty much makes videos about all news in the animation industry. Like the reason I learned about Ellis for Love in the first place is because he made a video talking about it, and the title was something along the lines of "The Loud House just did something revolutionary" or something along those lines. And I was like, "Oh wait, what's so good about Ellis for Love?" And I was like, "Oh, that's why you're gassing it up so much?" Nah. Yeah.
Yeah, forget the perfectly respectable dads, am I right?
Yeah, you already had the dads. Like, why did you need to... Did you really feel the need to add more representation, if that's what you could even call it at that point?
That's not good enough.
Like, the McBrides are genuinely respectable characters, so I don't know why they felt the need to do this.
It has to be one of our leads at all costs. It's like going to a stranger's funeral for free food. Nobody should trust that you're there for the right reasons.
Okay, I will admit that is a really awkward metaphor, but hopefully you got the point across.
Why am I mentioning all this? Well, in Luna's case, she was already shown to fall for guys not that long before they introduced Sam. And in Rose's case, well...
When you search up Luna, it shows up with Sam, but with the rest of the sisters, it's just themselves? Yeah. Yeah. I actually mentioned that in this video later on.
The answer's a lot more obvious.
Yeah, you can tell, like, the favoritism, both from the showrunners and the fans, is just so shallow and disingenuous, man. Like, they don't like the couple because the characters are actually interesting together. They just like the couple because, well, you know what? I'm tired of repeating myself in that regard.
Fair. Yeah, screw Pimento and screw their hilariously endearing romantic chemistry.
Not to mention, Rosa never got with anyone after this. She dated a couple women, but that didn't last, and it was really poorly written, to say the least.
Beatriz is bi, so Rosa has to date women now. There is simply no authenticity in these choices for these characters. Don't take my word for it, though. Comments and videos involving them agree that even then...
How would I feel if Mr. and Mrs. Loud never showed their faces? I don't know. I actually really like Lynn and Rita's personalities, so And a lot of their episodes I actually really like. Rita, her rights, Cooked. There's a lot of episodes that I actually really like that focus around Lynn and Rita and whatnot. So, I don't know. I'm glad they ditched the whole Miss Bellum stick, like I said in my video.
There was no real reason for them to break up. Not even for the sake of this. Well, that and her next partner was an asshole, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, like I said, the romance after Pimento, it really sucked. This character was an asshole.
As far as high-budget fiction is concerned, I can't trust that these choices are being made for the right reasons. Assuming they were even narratively appropriate in the first place. Why do you think corporations tend to get ridiculed for their branding during Pride Month? We all know they're just doing it for an unprincipled grasp at attention, and in some cases with a sense of hypocrisy. Yeah, even you, Nickelodeon, you ain't.
Just sub, love your mugcap icon. Thank you, Fishy Skull. Welcome to the stream. Simplemente es la manera.
Slick. It's really telling when even to this day.
Okay, again, I feel like this music choice is a little too dramatic for what I'm about to say. Like, Vector to the Heavens, it's one of the most emotionally impactful tracks in all of Kingdom Hearts, so it's a bit of an awkward choice. I really wish I could change the background music in this particular segment. I'm not gonna lie.
Luna's best episodes are the ones where Sam's involvement is minimal? Or she's completely absent altogether?
Yeah. Really loud music, Sam's not there, Roadie to nowhere, Sam's not there, dad reputation. Sam makes an appearance, but she doesn't really say anything. For Bros About to Rock, probably one of her best episodes. Snoop's on, she makes an appearance at the end, but like I said, they could have switched her in for Lori and nothing, or anyone, and nothing would change.
Which is in itself another issue. I know the series' timeline is kind of inconsistent, but it seems like the plan was to keep Luna and Sam as a couple at all costs. So why is she completely absent from really loud music of all places?
Yeah. In the whole, at the end where Luna's performing Play It Loud, Sam could have been in the audience. She could have been watching it from TV. I don't know if she was being recorded, though. Like, the competition was called America's Next Hitmaker, which is, I'm assuming it's a play on word for America's Got Talent. So I'm guessing she was being recorded on national television since it's a music competition and the grand prize is a record deal. But so maybe Sam could have been watching her on TV and rooting for her. Like, I don't know, just something, man. Anything.
It's a half-hour special revolving around Luna's character development and her career.
Oddball, didn't you already ask that? I honestly don't know, man. I feel like someone in chat already asked that.
The biggest milestone of the ladder yet. She's on national TV, but the one person outside of her family who should be supporting her is nowhere to be found?
Yeah. They just...
Wouldn't the special be...
Like, yeah, she's supposedly going to be your girlfriend or already is. Like, where the hell is she? Like, I don't know about you guys, but if I was doing something big in my career, I would want my girlfriend supporting me in some capacity, not just being completely absent.
Be a prominent but still humble opportunity to so much as acknowledge her respectfully?
Like, honestly, just give her 5 seconds of screen time in this one episode, and maybe for once I wouldn't have hated her appearance. I don't know.
Could have put
I'm just speaking hypothetically.
her in the audience jamming with the louds, or even just showing her watching the TV and saying, "Woo, go Luna!" Any contribution like that with a little more detail would have done. I doubt it really would have fleshed out her character by any means, because clearly that's a lot to ask for, but it would have been a well-timed and meaningful moment to start with. Too little too late if they try anything now. As if Ellis for Love alone didn't have enough issues, it's like everything that went wrong with it just provokes more issues later in a really messy snowball effect.
That might be a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah. Everything that could have gone wrong with this couple, it feels like it has gone wrong, and people are just not willing to admit that. Here, more or less. I've seen some comments were saying, yeah, I agree, Sam is bland, but what more than that?
I'm sorry, I really gave these two a fair chance, and I know how what I'm about to say might make me look, but this relationship is a complete sham.
Yeah. I was not sold on it for 1 second.
It's so detrimental, bland, derivative, disingenuous.
Look, guys, they're blushing and they screwed around while baking a cake. That totally means they're into each other, right? All is forgiven. Yeah, never mind the fact that they were supposedly best friends, and didn't know anything about each other. Suddenly, they screw around baking a cake and they think to themselves, yeah, we can make this work. Like, honestly, it just felt so forced, man. I'm sorry. I just couldn't buy it.
Soulless and so forced. There's absolutely no substance to it, and all things considered, it feels like every time Luna shows affection towards her, she's thinking, oh, right, I gotta remind the audience she's my girlfriend, love.
Yeah.
The only time I felt any real emotional investment out of these two interacting, and I'm not saying it out of relief, is when they're considering breaking up
Yeah, most of her band is pretty forgettable, except for Sully in that one episode.
because of most of what I just mentioned.
But at the very least, the other two don't get to hog a lot of screen time in the process.
They have little to nothing in common. They indirectly screw each other over, especially against Luna. And most importantly, they never learned anything about each other despite their contrived but pre-established friendship.
Thank you!
Yeah. Honestly, at that moment where the boat crashed in Racing Hearts, I was thinking to myself, wow, are they actually going to do it? Gay couples are a cliche. Gay couples are a cliche in the animation industry, but a gay breakup? I was like, God damn, this is ballsy. But no, of course they don't go through with it. Of course they don't go through with it. Why the fuck would they? Too much publicity, am I right?
Considering how bland and pointless Sam's character is, this really doesn't surprise me. Narratively, it would have been clever and appropriate to own up to the bad writing, patch up a good chunk of the plot holes and derailment caused by this character's mere existence, and have them go back to being just friends, even if that term hardly applied. Right?
I swear, man, it's like they were teasing us with the idea. Like, yeah, they should have broken up right then and there. And, like, I don't know, it's going to seem very cynical, but yeah, gay couples are a cliche, but a gay breakup? That would have been... How unheard of is that?
Of course they don't go through with it.
Like, it would have been really ballsy. I would have been like, wow, okay, the show actually knows what it's doing. But no.
The narrative acts like there weren't any real problems. They mess around while baking a pie, and suddenly everything is hunky-dory. It's so forced, I feel like Vader himself is choking me. What do you mean?
That's a really good edit.
Baking is, and I quote, not your thing. Everything you need, including the recipe.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're like, oh, baking is not really my thing. And, oh, baking is not really my thing too. We have something in common. Girl, the recipe is right there. You don't need to know much. Like, what is there? What could possibly be complicated when you have the recipe right in front of you? Just read.
Is right in front of you. What, is basic literacy not your thing either? Instead of owning up to the inconsistencies like they were alluding, the writers just made even more and doubled down on it. And then Luna says that maybe they can find out what they do have in common. Eventually.
Well, we're waiting.
Yeah, to this day, they've done nothing together that actually reflects that. And sure, that was...
Are the risks artificial? What do you mean, oddball? What do you mean? I don't understand your question, man. Oh crap, it's 6 o'clock. How long until the segment ends? You know what? I'll give it a couple more minutes. I'll stop at around 8:10. I got nowhere else to be, but yeah, guys, I have work in the morning. I can't be here for long.
totally the biggest issue anyways. Not the fact that consequently neither of them ever knew a damn thing about their closest friend before they started going out with each other.
Yeah, like I said, Luna is so considerate and thoughtful, and the fact that she fumbles the bag here out of all times, like, no, that's just really insulting to her character, man.
I know damn well that is not Luna Loud. But through Sam's character, or lack thereof, I really don't know on her end. Seriously, this character is so empty that when she made a cameo in the movie, she made...
Yeah, again, this timeline is so inconsistent. Like,
on her end.
when did the Loud House movie drop? That was 2021. We were into, yeah, season 5. The Moon Goats already existed. So why is Luna performing without her?
Seriously,
Like, in that case, yeah, her appearance in the movie would actually make sense. But for some reason,
so empty that when she made a cameo in the movie,
for some reason, she's cheering in the audience. Like, why is Luna not performing with her band? It would actually justify Sam's cameo, but no, they just had to give her attention. Maybe it's the fact that the Loud House movie was in development for a while. I want to say a couple years, but who knows? I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but this just adds even more inconsistencies. Know what I mean?
may as well be wearing a t-shirt that says, "I'm Luna's girlfriend."
Yeah, she may as well.
Because one, that's her only appearance, with no speaking lines, mind you. And two, that's all she's not even good for.
And even though she showed up in the movie afterwards, even though it's not even canon, I think, yeah, I guess it's not canon because otherwise, Lenny would still be dating that Scottish boy that she met at Loch Loud instead of being with Gavin. But that never got addressed either. Like, bro, man, it's slice of life, man. You gotta be a little bit realistic. You gotta be somewhat consistent with the timeline. But I guess not.
I would give credit for basically doing what I suggested here, but one, these are almost 3 years apart in release.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually did. Like, all they had to do in Really Loud Music was show that Sam was being supportive of Luna, but they didn't do that, and for some reason they did in the movie where that doesn't make any sense.
Sam's empty character already shoehorned her way into the series for me to care. In layman's terms, to us that they're doing this because they care about the relationship, and even less the characters. Especially Netflix of all companies.
Yeah. Even to this day, the Loud House movie has never been published anywhere outside of Netflix. Nowhere. You gotta have a Netflix subscription to be able to watch this movie, but to be honest, I got a couple good things to say about the movie, but you're not missing out on much. That's all I can tell you.
Case in point, where are the other partners in that montage? Bobby I get, he lives 3 hours away, and he appears later in the movie anyways, but where's Benny?
Yeah. You got a montage of all the Loud sisters performing usually what they're best at. Luann was doing stand-up, Luna was playing in a battle of the bands, Lola had a pageant, but for some reason, Benny doesn't get a cameo. I wonder why. Okay, that's a really good edit on my end. Real footage of Benny Stein in the Loud House movie, and this is just a sound from SpongeBob. Really Loud Music is my favorite episode of the show. Yeah, Really Loud Music, I get why that's people's favorite episode. And it's my second favorite episode, as a matter of fact. I actually ranked it number 2.
Should I be surprised at this point?
No.
He's not the only one getting screwed over like this, though.
I watched The Loud House on Netflix when it was the anniversary of the film. Oh, what are the odds?
Look at the live-action version. The Moon Goats, their other bandmates, their music club, and pretty much everything that brought Luna and Sam together. It's all gone here. Like it never existed here for some reason. In fact, Luna has a strict solo career in this one. But somehow and some way, Sam is still around.
Yeah. We don't know how Luna and Sam met. It was presumably through their music club. But that's not here, so how the hell is Sam here? How are they still dating? How did their botched ass relationship come to be when even that isn't here as well? Like, bruh. Oh, man.
Right from the first episode, and they're still dating like nothing happened? Because, well, nothing really did? This version officially ended, by the way, so there's no means to rectify that.
Meanwhile,
Bobby, his family's business, his...
Like, Bobby and Lori, I get. We don't know how they met, and their relationship has been existing since before the show started. Like, I get why he's here.
Long-term relationship with Lori, it's all there. So, where's his sister and Lincoln's dear friend, partially in credit to said relationship?
But no Ronnie, for some reason, no Ronnie Ann. She's Bobby's sister, and Bobby and Lori's relationship is part of the reason Lincoln and Ronnie Ann are close friends, but for some reason, she's not here.
Yep, not so much as a cameo or even a mention of Ronnie Ann. Even with her presence being heavily supported by canon, Lincoln's beloved friend and their first choice to lead a spin-off, for whatever that was worth.
Yeah. Something tells me they did not pick Ronnie Ann to lead a spin-off because she was a genuinely interesting character. That's all I'm going to say in that regard.
Is nowhere to be found.
Even though she was to me. Like I mentioned in this video and in the future. Like, she really was a genuinely compelling character, all things considered. But I don't think these writers cared.
While the character that lacks every in-story reason to exist is present from the beginning. Yeah, a character so important, she only has 2 minor appearances, and all of her mentions that lack even that are literally just reminders that she exists.
Yeah, I couldn't find the footage to prove it because Paramount Plus, at the time, Paramount Plus did not have every episode of The Really Loud House. It still doesn't. So I couldn't show all of the footage, but in one episode, Luna needed help writing a country song. She asked Liam for help, and apparently Liam fell in love with her in the process, so he set up a fancy dinner, and all Luna says is, I have a girlfriend. Season 2. Some kid whose name I don't remember apparently started crushing on Luna at first sight, literally crashed just to impress her, and then she says, I have a girlfriend. That's it. Other than that, though, Sam only has 2 appearances, and they're really not that memorable. Like I said, in the Christmas movie and in some sort of Valentine special, I don't remember. I don't remember too much.
Well, it could be worse for Ronnie Ann. She could have her screen time irrationally cut short like...
Live action Loud House is one of the worst ideas for the show. Yeah, it really wasn't good in execution, and it shows. There's a reason it got canned after 2 seasons, to say the least. I feel bad for all the kids involved in it because it seems like they really got along behind the scenes and whatnot. But no, some episodes of the Casa Grandes I really like, but you know what? Actually, I'm gonna get to it in the video later on, so just watch. Louds in Love. Yeah, that Valentine special. Chloe, Mr. Chloe, I did not really need the name. I think people understood what I was talking about. But yeah, Sam had an appearance there, but it really, I don't know. I want to say it's fine, but at the same time, the subplot is that Sam writes better songs than Luna, and if you know the characters well enough, that doesn't make any sense. But that's a whole nother issue right now that I really don't need to focus on.
Tell us. No, really, for the amount of time we see Lincoln's friend group, she is inexplicably absent in most of them. The sleepover I get, but every other time? This all just circles back to my point at the beginning of the video, and what I trust is the biggest problem with both the showrunners and its fans. Most of them care so much more about what these characters are, rather than who they are. To anyone watching, be they someone involved in this series.
Okay, I'm gonna get. What I'm about to talk about here is it's a little heavy-handed, to say the least.
Or more than likely just a fan of this show. Let me ask you a set of rhetorical questions. Why do you think there's so much fan art, and probably even the most out of all the canon couples in this
Yeah, seriously, all I did was Google Soluna, and look how many results I got.
show of these two, even though in said canon, their bond is as bland as rocks?
Do y'all recognize that clip of The Rock there? Please tell me someone does. Like, I don't know. It just came to me as I was editing, and I thought it was really funny.
Unintended either. Why are they the only couple getting a dedicated comic iteration with just them on the cover? It's not because Sam was ever that interesting as character, or...
I did stutter there, and I don't like that, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I gotta pace myself when I'm talking in my videos, because sometimes I feel like I'm speaking way too quickly. Maybe that's just me, though.
Really much of a character at all, I can tell you that much. Why do people give the...
It's from the SpongeBob movie. Thank you, Mr. Chloe. Thank you. I'm really glad someone recognized it. I'm a goofy goober rock.
These girls any credit for behaving like a normal couple? If by normal you mean so generic and reductive it's uncompelling, then I would agree. Why does Luna talk and act like she's really into her when, even to this day, there's virtually nothing to be into?
Yeah, there really isn't. I guess, okay. Am I allowed to say this about a 16-year-old? I guess to someone her age, she would be pretty, but that's about it. Like, what is there to be into? Like, I know Luna's not that shallow to just go for a girl, for anyone, just for the looks. So I don't know.
Basically just a worse version of herself in...
Okay, this is a really good edit on my end. She does exactly what I do, but better.
every way. Why do I see Sam Frame 1 when I Google Luna's name?
Yeah, Google Luna loud and... Ew, is that AI art in the corner? Anyways, yeah, you're gonna see Sam.
Bobby and Benny are no...
With Lori and Bobby, yeah, there's a frame of a picture of Bobby in her cell phone, but that's really about it. Like, no...
nowhere in sight for Lori.
It feels like they're trying to make Luna's relationship with Sam a part of her character, or it's just that popular of an aspect about her. And either way, it's a little insulting. And yeah, with Luann, you don't see Benny anywhere in sight. You see a recommendation for him, and like I said, the goth for some reason. But other than that, nope, nowhere in sight.
And Luann respectively. And lastly, I mainly ask the fans of this show and alike, why is this the most popular canon couple in the show when it is unquestionably the worst one?
There's gonna be a 10th season of The Loud House with a new story arc called Summer Camp. Yeah, I did see some leaks. Wait, John, what do you mean? Icy, as we said. Bro, we said icy. What do you mean, man? Yeah, okay, maybe I am getting a little too repetitive.
If all you can tell yourself is that it's for the shallow, self-righteous, unsubstantive, attention-starved...
Okay, that was a little harsh. Attention-starved might be a little harsh.
Clout-chasing, pretentious, and downright cliche concept of representation in media?
I don't think the show will make it to season 20. Honestly, I feel like it'll be lucky to even make it past season 10. Like, I don't know. Just wrap things up at this point. This show, it really is... one of my comments in my latest video said it. This show is just really running on fumes.
And I have nothing more to say to you.
Like, it feels like everyone has moved on from it.
First, I could see why this episode was highly rated. But
like, when I first saw Ellis for Love, I was like, okay. Other than that little blemish, it's a decent episode. But the more I thought about it, like I thought to myself, why is everyone highly rating this episode? Like on IMDb, I think I saw like a 9 out of 10. Everywhere I look with this fandom, people were like, "Oh, this is one of the best episodes." But really, is that really your bar? Like, are you gonna even think about the process of why Luna's insecurities make no sense? Like, I don't know, man.
Now I know it's partial.
When you search up Luna, it shows her with Sam, while the others there's no Bobby or Benny. Yeah, like I said.
If not primarily for the wrong reasons. And I think there's a bigger picture to see here. I might be alone in this, but I'm genuinely sick of networks insisting on this shallow grasp at attention and sugarcoating it as representation. As a native Mexican, no soy ajeno al despojo vacío de esta franquicia.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I performed that line a little too robotically, to the point where my Mexican accent doesn't feel genuine. But trust me, I speak Spanish very fluently. Hablo español muy fluentemente. Eso sí les digo ahorita. Soy mexicano, nací en México, crecí en México por la mayoría, but I have a lot of experience. I basically grew up with a lot of American memorabilia and whatnot.
Just look at the beta opening for the Casa Grandes and you'll see where the creators' priorities lie.
Yeah, look at us guys. We're all from these different countries. Most of them don't play into the plot, but hey.
Just look at the
Yeah. Did you guys know Mr. Nakamura is Japanese? I knew he was some sort of Asian descent, but do we really care? Did you guys know that Casey is Cuban? Okay, that actually did play into a plot line about making Cubano sandwiches, but still, most of them, who gives a shit? Let's be real, who gives a shit?
Beta opening for the Casa Grande.
Georgia's apparently, I don't know what country that is. We literally, you know what? Okay, hold on.
And you'll see where the creators' priorities lie.
Why is Lalo holding a dog flag? Bro, we know you're a dog, man. Apparently Samir is, I don't know what that flag is either. I really need to do a little research.
I can't remember some of their names for the life of me, and some of them don't even have a confirmed...
Yeah, we literally don't even know this character's name, but they want us to know. Oh, she's Salvadoran, by the way. Like, okay. What's her name, though? We still don't know.
First name, because they're that underutilized. But
and I thought Modern Simpsons had it bad. They kind of got it bad, too. I'm not going to lie, but I can't make it up of a judgment. This is kind of like Hamtaro and who? Yeah, I don't know who that is, man. I don't know anything about Hamtaro. I haven't seen Hamtaro since I was like 5 years old, and they were running it on Mexican Cartoon Network. It's been a very long time, man. I don't know anything about it.
Hey, at least I know she's Nicaraguan.
Yeah. People corrected me in the comments about it already. I thought that was the Nicaraguan flag, but no, it's El Salvador. Apparently, the blue is a little lighter and the logo looks a little different, but at a distance, they kind of look the same. That's my bad. I will admit to that, and I already owned up to it in my latest video.
I will give credit, though. This theme song's a lot better than what we actually got.
Okay, I'm going to skip this because I feel like it might get copyrighted for the stream. Then again, it didn't get copyrighted in the video, so you know what? Play it. And it's just the credits theme, but with actual lyrics. That was originally intended to be the opening. It's a little stereotypical, but honestly, it's really catchy. Yeah. I'm not saying I actually enjoyed most of the Casa Grandes because I didn't. Like, a lot of it is just really forgettable. But at the same time, in some capacity, I can see some heart and soul was put into it initially. Later seasons, it's really hard for me to care, but initially, amidst all the pandering, amidst all the predictable, stereotypical pandering to my country and my ethnicity and whatnot, I could tell there was some heart and soul put into it. And there's certain reasons for it. We'll get to them in the video.
One step at a time.
And right as I say that, Miko, thank you so much for subscribing. You're Nicaraguan, Mr. Chloe? Huh, good to know. Did not know that. I never would have guessed it, man. But then again, you hide yourself behind an image of Chloe, so how would I?
Oh, and fun fact, Ronnie Ann was originally
Even though he mixed up the flag. Yeah, I did mix up the flags. That's my bad.
supposed to be a Caucasian redhead.
Yeah. Ronnie Ann was not even meant to be Mexican. Like, according to an interview with Chris Savino, and I linked it in my latest video if y'all want to check it out. Apparently, Ronnie Ann was originally a Caucasian redhead, and the only reason she's Mexican is because beforehand, they established that Bobby and Ronnie Ann were supposed to be siblings, but they completely forgot about the fact that they made Bobby Mexican. So, so they decided, yeah, let's completely race swap this this Caucasian redhead.
One step at a time.
Like, like it just tells you, man, that they really did not plan these things, and they just threw things at the wall to see what sticks. They really did not plan ahead whatsoever, and it honestly says a lot. It really does. I agree so much about your rants about the show. Keeps trying to put this kind of stuff when it doesn't need to. Yeah, this show, it did not need any of the. I did not need the Casagrandes or Luna and Sam or the McBrides. I did not need any sort of representation for me to like these characters. I'm gonna be real with you guys.
I'm not saying white-skinned Latina redheads don't exist.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, white-skinned Latina redheads do exist. So there was absolutely no reason to race swap Ronnie Yan other than just, oh, we want to emphasize the fact that she's Mexican. They could have kept her the same and nothing would change, bro. Nothing would have changed. Nothing bad would happen. Like, yeah, Skyla, Pepa Madrigal, this one TikToker whose name I forgot, Sayana. I'm sorry, girl. You're actually really funny.
But I think we know well the showrunners didn't even consider that. And for the record, I really don't have anything against Ronnie Yan or her character. Kind of the opposite, actually.
Yeah.
However, if this staff had different priorities, then maybe they would have lasted more than 3 seasons.
Yeah. You can only ride on the whole, oh, we're Mexican shtick for so long before you start losing money, your ratings start going down, and you ultimately get canceled, which they did. Like, I'm telling you, man, I don't know too much about the intrinsics of publicity, ratings, and whatnot, but yeah, this kind of strategy, it usually doesn't bode well, at least in this kind of network.
If your viewership numbers didn't pale so much...
Yeah, the ratings, barely half a million in their first season. Like, honestly, I think that's the average. Yeah, that is the average. Barely average 500,000 in their first season. And after that, even less. Like, props on you for lasting at least 3 seasons, something that can't be afforded to a lot of Nick shows. But at the same time, I feel like the only reason Nick was funneling money into the show is because of the representation and whatnot.
In comparison to the source, then what does that tell you? And after sitting through it all, this show was mostly at its best when it focused more on the people involved rather than the basic and stereotypical implications of their ethnicities. Not all Mexican mothers use a chancla, Nick.
Yeah, chanclas, quinceañeras, trying tamales, selling tacos, mariachis, luchadores. Like, bro, there's more to a Mexican family than just their culture, man. Like, come on. Like, honestly, that's one of the reasons I really couldn't get into this show most of the time. I watched every episode for the sake of impartiality, but I just really couldn't get into it because it was just a bunch of crap that we've seen a million times before. Like, how many times have you heard about La Chancla in YouTube videos and whatnot? How many times has Quinceañeras been a plotline in TV shows? Like, honestly, Nickelodeon has Dora the Explorer, so a lot of whatever they're going for, it just feels really redundant. Like Coco, Dora the Explorer, El Tigre, Mucha Lucha. There's been so many shows that have tackled ideas about Mexican culture to the point where this is just, would I say a cliche? Yeah, probably.
Nickelodeon.
Like, they really had me in in a couple episodes here and there, and that's because it had nothing to do with all that stuff.
That goes for you too, Pixar. And frankly, this idea only ever made me laugh once.
Is there any more Loud House Lost Media left or no? I mean, that shot of Ronnie Yan, it wasn't really lost media. It was just, I think it was just concept art. I don't know all the semantics behind it, but I think that was just concept art made by Chris Savino because he admitted to it in a Q&A.
I'm moving out.
The Q&A doesn't exist, by the way. You have to use the Wayback Machine to look at it. It used to be on YouTube, but for some reason it got deleted. I don't know for sure. Yeah, okay, you know what? I know a complaint about how cliche the chancla is, but this is the one time it actually made me laugh. Your grandson says he's moving out, so you pull out a giant chancla to put him in his place? I'm sorry, that's funny. It was all just a fantasy, but that's what makes it funny. Okay. Ironically, this was during season 3. I think this was the finale before it technically got canceled. But yeah, this is the only time this show got a good laugh out of me.
If the Casagrandes had at least maybe built an artistic style out of the concepts, like say El Tigre or the Book of Life. Oh hey, what's good, my dude?
Yeah. The creator of El Tigre and the director of the Book of Life was actually involved in this show at first. Doesn't seem like he was in later seasons. I don't know for sure, but he was initially.
Yeah, don't think I didn't recognize that music.
Tormenta has taken down
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bro, El Tigre is a classic. It didn't last long, but that show is Mexican culture done right. I'll say that much, because it's not really showy about it, and all the shoehorn Spanish that you hear from shows like the Casa Grandes, it's actually used for jokes. Like when Manny's dad is going, when he says his full name with a Spanish accent. Like, I'm sorry, that's just really funny, man. Also, the theme song is really catchy.
Wait a minute. You had Jorge R. Gutierrez involved in this show and y'all still fumbled it? I digress. Maybe we'd actually have something more than just the Loud House with a Mexican paint job and a much less interesting family.
Yeah. Most of the characters. Carlota is just basically a less interesting Lenny. You can make a case that Carlos is just Lisa, but a lot more annoying. But you know what? That's not fair to Carlos. He's a little more nuanced than that. CJ, I guess they were just in it for more representation. But you know what? That's one of the few instances where it's actually handled tastefully. Kids with Down syndrome are really not that common. This is one of those few instances where they actually handled the representation tastefully. The abuela, honestly, she just really pisses me off as a character most of the time. Like, if y'all seen episodes like, what was it called? The one where Cursed. It's called Cursed. It's an episode where some sort of idol sets that Great Lake City is cursed, so Abuela gets the whole family to move out of the city. Just for the sake of some superstitions. It's basically No Such Luck, but just as bad. But yeah, most of these characters, Carlitos is basically just Lily, Frida. At the very least, he feels somewhat original. Hector, there's really nothing interesting about him. Carl, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. A lot of the plot lines, a lot of the behavior of the characters, it just feels really redundant compared to when you compare it to the Loud House.
Nobody asked for you, you don't work off of your strengths, you fail competitively, and
Sid was a nobody. Like, did she even get her own episode? She did. And even though her screen time was a little minimal, I actually kind of like Sid more or less in some capacity, at least with her introduction. Friended is actually a really good episode. Like, I don't know. Maybe I have a soft spot for it, but I actually really like it.
everyone remembers the alternative more. Felicidades, you're the Mega Mewtwo X of Nickelodeon. Not necessarily the alternative of the Loud House itself in this metaphor, but rather I'd say the character of Ronnie Ann. You know, the lead of the show. With how often she's absent, you'd think the writers forgot about her.
Yeah, there is so many episodes where Ronnie Ann is completely absent. And yeah, I get that the show is called Casa Grandes, but can we please not forget about the lead this frequently? Especially when she's such a genuinely compelling character? Like, that's all I'm saying, man.
I'm not sure what the general consensus is, but I really do like Ronnie Ann as a character, and I really wasn't keen on it.
Yeah, honestly, a superstitious grandma? Like, I don't know. That just a superstitious Latina grandma? That I might be talking out of my ass, but that feels like a stereotype somehow.
At first, I'm not
Oh yeah, Sergio is the fucking worst character in the show by a long shot. I really hate him.
fond of the
He was funny in the first couple episodes, but as the show went on, he's just an asshole. It's the same as Patrick in later seasons of SpongeBob.
idea of the love interest starting up.
Okay, I said I would end at 6:10, but it is 6:30. I don't know, guys. You know what? Let's finish the segment, and I'll leave it. I'll finish the segment. We'll continue.
As a
We'll finish the segment, and then we'll continue the rest of the video next weekend because I have work tomorrow.
bully to the protagonist, regardless of how
And yeah, Cursed is basically No Such Luck, and in a way, Abuela is just like Lynn in that episode, and I mean that in the worst of ways.
much sympathy she earns in other aspects. Here, though, it was regardless of how much sympathy she earns in other aspects.
Yeah. I've got a couple comments where Ronnie Ann are just like Lincoln and Helga, but that's the thing. I don't like Helga either. Yeah, Arnold and Helga is just way too toxic for me to be compelling, and I really didn't like the fact that they actually got together in that one movie. Like, I don't know, man. Arnold, like, the whole idea of a boy humoring a girl because she's humoring a girl that abuses him because she has a crush on him, I don't know. That is just way too toxic, and I see it way too often in animation to the point, and even how common it is, I just can't get behind it. No.
Here, though, it was great to see her grow out of her ways as this reserved, tough girl who only shows her kindness with her family, and watching her be genuinely open with it thanks to her bond with Lincoln and the rest of her relatives.
Yeah. She actually grew out of her abusive ways, unlike Helga, more or less. Or at least in a compelling way. Like, I don't know, Helga is just, oh, I'm mean to this boy because he showed me kindness once and my family is abusive, so I'm gonna be abusive to him as well. Like, nah, it just doesn't sit right with me. Wait, Chloe actually made a cameo? She also made a cameo in season 7, if I remember correctly, so is it actually something relevant, Mr. Chloe? But anyways, yeah, Ronnie Ann, I'm glad she actually grew out of her abusive ways in a genuinely natural way. Like, it makes sense. Like, it all adds up, but we'll get to it later.
Eventually resulting in her friendship with Sid to start. I get where some people are coming from, but I don't think it's fair to describe what her character has become as just a female Lincoln when she's learned a lot.
Mean girls are common. I rarely see them in media. Well, not necessarily mean girls, just girls that are abusive to the boys they have a crush on. Chatter and Panini, Eds and the Cankers, Lincoln and Ronnie Ann, Arnold and Helga. Yeah, it's a little too common.
A lot of good through him. Hell, just as a fun example, who do you think taught her to break the fourth wall? I kinda wish that was done more than once though. I really would have liked to have seen how she continues to grow through her own friend group, her interactions with her family, and in some cases...
Yeah, but Chloe's been more or less just a background character. Like, you would think after Save the Last Dance, she would actually be in a full-blown relationship with Clyde, but somehow they've never interacted since. Like, it just makes no sense, man.
This is still through Lincoln. Like, say, her being excited about spending a day with her mom after she finally got a day off work, and later realizing that she should go out of her way to help her give her some rest instead.
Yeah, some of the jokes in this episode didn't land, but I actually really liked the episode overall. Like, Ronnie Ann just wanting to spend time with her mom, then her mom falling asleep to the point where Ronnie Ann accidentally goes off on the train of her own. Like, I don't know. And the resolution was really sweet. She lets her rest in her room. She goes to work with her. She still gets it. I don't know. It was just a really sweet episode.
Which resulted in her getting to spend time with her anyways. Or when she and her best friend realized that they'd rather be in the same school club together rather than the ones they thrive at.
See?
Or her taking the initiative to form a skating team at her school, despite...
Brave The Last Dance. Sorry, Mr. Chloe. Yeah, you're right. If there's one thing I've caught on to you about you, my guy, it's that you know the name of every episode by heart. No offense.
Or when she didn't think less of a friend who didn't want to host a movie night out of shame for his residents.
Yeah, honestly, this is going to be a scalding hot take, but I ship Ronnie Ann more with Laird than I ever did with Lincoln. Like, I'm sorry, their dynamic is just really sweet. He's timid, he keeps to himself, and Ronnie Ann knows what it's like to deal with someone who is a little too afraid to be herself around her. Ergo, Lincoln specifically. So to see her open up and be a little more kind-hearted to someone who's a little more nervous around her, like, honestly, I just thought it would have made for a really interesting dynamic, but it never really got explored much, unfortunately.
Or, more notably, when her pranking habits against Lincoln grew into a playfully mutual competition.
Yeah, that's one thing I did like. Like, we all know Ronnie Ann had a tendency to prank Lincoln here and there, and the fact that they actually turned it into a consensual competition, like, honestly, it just feels like it just shows really good progress in their dynamic.
Or most notably, when she realized she's perfectly happy as Lincoln's friend and was horrified at the prospect of him falling in love with her. And as it turns out, the feeling has been essentially mutual.
Yeah. At this point in time, it's like what? It's season 1 of the Casa Grandes, but it's right before season 5 of the Loud House, I think. Don't quote me exactly on the timeline. All I know is that at that point, yeah, Ronnie Ann, she grew as a character, and, well, we know how lonely she more or less was very lonely. I go over this into my best episodes video. She more or less was a very lonely girl before she met Lincoln, or at least that's implied well enough. So I feel like the only reason she was picking on Lincoln specifically was just because she wanted to replicate her brother's behavior with Lori. She thought maybe getting with him would compensate for her loneliness, but as she's grown, she moved away, she's grown as a character, and she's surrounded by a family that genuinely loves her. She realizes that getting with him is not what she needed to make up for her loneliness, and so it makes sense that she stopped crushing on him if she was ever crushing on him at all. So yeah, I totally believe horoscope. I totally buy the premise of it. Like, some rando says they're gonna get together and she's terrified of the notion. Like, I get it.
It's it's perfectly possible for these characters to
They could just keep her single for the rest of the show's runtime, and that wouldn't be a problem.
appeal abstractly to audiences. And in my case,
Like, there's just a lot of nuance to Ronnie Yen that people don't give her enough credit for. And that's really, I would say it's because, well into season 4, like I said, that's in the same time frame. First season of the Casa Grande, season 4 of the Loud House. I feel like that's when people really stopped caring about the show, and this show really stopped being as popular as it was.
her being Mexicana had nothing to do with it. Screw that though. Quinceañeras, abuelas selling tacos, melodramatic telenovelas, and disguising the family
Oh my god, I forgot about the telenovelas.
as even bigger Mexican stereotypes. That's where the real content is. Oh, that last one's not a generalization. That's what actually happens in an episode.
Yeah. They straight up have to disguise themselves as mariachis, adelas, luchadores, just to save face with their grandmother's mom, their great-grandmother. Like, I don't know, man. This episode just really rubbed me the wrong way.
As far as the dumpster fire that is Saluna is concerned, it's not going to be the first time this franchise will botch or neglect a romantic pairing because clearly the showrunners had other priorities. Sometimes they just don't follow up on what's set up at all, even poorly in that case. Or they'll
Maybe season 12 will be about the Casa Grandes moving to Royal Woods. I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't see the show living past season 10. Or by that point, I'm probably not gonna care.
abandon it altogether for no good reason, just as Clyde and Chloe.
Who?
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chloe, but I know who Chloe is myself, but it feels like a lot of the fandom really forgot about her, and yeah, it's really sad. That's why I made that edit there of Snoop Dogg.
I wanted to tell you that your dance proposal was really sweet. It must have taken so much courage to put yourself out there like that. Oh, thanks.
A few
La Rosa de Guadalupe. John, don't. Don't even go there. That show, that novela, that telenovela is so... The acting is so bad, but it still tries way too hard to be so melodramatic. It's ridiculous.
moments later.
Chloe, wait! I know the dance is almost over, but...
Does Lincoln break the fourth wall and talk to the audience less and less over the series? Yeah, less and... Actually, no. In Season 8, he does give a bit of opening narration here and there, but calling it a fourth wall break might be a bit of an overstatement. Like in the Europe road trip, he's saying, oh, we're going to Mick Swagger's knighting ceremony. Oh, we're in Naples for the world's greatest pizza. Like, yeah, there's opening narrations, but that's about it.
Would you like to dance with me? Yeah, that sounds fun. After you.
Aw, that's so sweet. They're together at a Valentine's dance. Clyde got to dance with a girl. Even if she wasn't the one he had initially hoped for, she genuinely admires his courage from that endeavor anyway.
I got a couple things to say here, but I'm going to let it finish first.
And all things considered, they seem really happy together. You have to wonder what this will mean for Clyde in the future. Maybe they'll bond over that baking show they both love. Maybe that'll inspire...
Mr. Chloe, is her last name even Chen, or did you just make that up? I don't think we know her last name, because she's really that underutilized. We don't even know her last name.
her to join him in his Nana in baking? Heck, they already turned that talent into a business.
Yeah, honestly, they could have done so many things with this girl, and they did nothing but relegate her to a background character. Like, Clyde asks a girl out to a dance. She turns him down. This girl says he's very brave for what he was doing. Apparently, they both really like Operation Desert Storm, or whatever that show was called. Apparently, they both really like baking. Like, I don't know. There was just so much potential, and they did absolutely nothing with it.
And it's going to be interesting to see her interact with Lincoln and the rest.
Yeah, how would the rest of the group react to Clyde having a girlfriend? But no, we never know.
We never see them together again, do we?
That's a really good edit on my end. I can make her a main character instead of a background character. Okay, my guy, that is just wishful thinking.
As much as I'd love to keep venting these frustrations, guys, I think I said enough for just the first entry. Good God.
Technically not the first entry, because let's be real. How long ago in the video was the last time I mentioned L is for Love? I think I want to say around 15 minutes ago in the video? Yeah, that's the last time I mentioned L is for Love.
How long will this video be?
Technically, it's Like, I don't know. All the comments keep saying, oh, you spent too long on number 8. But if you actually watch the video, I'm not really even talking about L is for Love. I'm just going on a whole... What's the word I'm looking for? Am I going on a whole anecdote? No, that's not the word. But you know what I mean.
I really didn't mean to read this much into this pairing, but I was genuinely surprised with the overwhelming amount of evidence I found against them.
Yeah, honestly, after I saw L is for Love, I was more or less indifferent. I didn't like the character derailment, but the more I thought about all the follow-ups, all the consequences, and the stuff going on behind the scenes, I was like, wow, this couple fucking sucks. And that's really the only reason this video exists. More or less. Part of the reason. Tangent. There you go. Thank you, Oddball. Tangent. Going on a tangent. That's what I was trying to say. Oh my god. Thank you, Oddball. I am genuinely surprised someone in chat actually knows that word. Thank you.
But hey, I'm covering the absolute
Lisa's friend? We actually saw her in Season 8 on 2 occasions.
worst in this show, and practically everything involving her applies for one reason or another. It's not just the problems of this episode alone that really make me dislike it overall. It's everything it resulted in. A colossal domino effect of bad character development, or lack thereof, tokenizations, empty favoritism, attention-starved pandering, shallow positive reception, wasted potential, blatant character derailment, lack of continuity, plot holes, dear god.
I know this is going to be a hot take, but even after all of this, and I get where some people are coming from, but I find it genuinely baffling that people still want to tell, after seeing this whole mess, people still want to tell me representation matters, or this show needs gay characters, or something along those lines. And as I've hopefully established, I don't think it really does.
The list goes on.
Write that down, write that down!
Oh my god, I love... again, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I love when I can edit a SpongeBob clip.
Since most of that isn't in the episode in question directly, or even built up to it, I thought putting it at the lowest ranking was the least I should do.
Yeah, like I said, most of L is for Love is fine, but it's just everything that it amounted to is what really bothers me. Like, if you remove the whole subplot of Luna and Sam and L is for Love, it would actually be a decent episode. It would actually be in my best episodes video. But no, it really isn't.
I don't take pleasure in saying this, but even Luna admitted to this herself. She and Sam were better off as just...
Come to think of it, we don't even know if Luna had any friends before she started dating Sam. We never see any of them. Oh god, what a frame to pause on. Look at Luna's eyes, guys. I just realized.
Friends. Maybe not even that, since in reality, the narrative, much like its writers, reflects how little they care about each other. It's almost as if Sam was never meant to be a real character and was only created for attention.
You know what? I got nothing to say there. I've said it time and time again.
Yeah, I said it. I know Luna's better than this, but Sam's personality deserved to be scrapped right after being introduced?
I'm telling you, man.
The one with this bozo. In conclusion, Samantha Sharp, you give love a bad name.
Well, guys, yeah, I've been reacting to 40 minutes worth of footage. It is almost 7 p.m. I said it would stop at 6, but here I am now. So we'll continue this next weekend, hopefully Saturday afternoon at around, I want to say, yeah, 3 p.m. Pacific time, now that I already got everything set up. Yeah, Saturday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'll be back reacting to more of my videos. But with that being said, I'm going to end it here because I have been live for how long? I really don't know, actually. Yeah, over 3 hours. So the smear frame. At least you broke the character. Yeah, I'm just glad people are realizing how much this character sucks. But with that being said, guys, yeah, I gotta head to bed because I have work in the morning. L is for Love is the latest episode in some countries? Oh, did not know that. In some countries, it just didn't get aired at all. Because, well, you know. But with that, guys, I'm gonna head to bed. I'll see you guys hopefully Saturday afternoon. Hopefully you guys will be there. But with that being said, once again, I'm Seabass signing out. Take care, guys. Bye.